Okay, all right, let's see this. Sorry, this is a shit show. Why this is a shit show is I finally done it. All right, there we go. I finally went and got set up with Voice Meter Potato. So now I have all the audio, hardware inputs and virtual outputs, and I think that should ultimately make this little better. Client save. Yeah, and so the thing is it. Darren could not be here tonight because we did Buckerson and Myers last night, and I have that to edit and put out there for you guys and since we did that, it's a little hard for him he's a dad, he's got 2 kids, he's got a wife, and so it's a little hard for him to swing both things, and so he's trying. Let me see. Let me get OBS up so I can see what's going on here. Sorry. Worth it. All right, and so I have an idea for tonight, and I'm going to boost the lighting a little bit here. I think that's probably better for me. How's that, guys? I'm extremely disappointed for Darren being responsible. Yeah, I know, guys, right? So my idea, how's everything sound? Does everything sound mixed well, and you guys are hearing this nice soothing music? Okay. Alright, someone just said turn down the music. Okay. I'm actually gonna trash one of these. This is I should have had more prep time with this. Sorry guys that this is such a crazy show right now. How do I remove volume? No. Do I just... Alright, let me see. I thought everything was set in Voice Meter Potato, but now it's like it's just crazy. It's just insanity now. Alright, let me turn this down a little bit. Alright, so is this... Okay, so I had an idea. It involves we're gonna do call-ins. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Oh, all right. It's on that channel. All right, cool. Voice Meter Potato. How's that? So we're gonna do a jumbo jet 737. We're gonna do a flight from Burbank. Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, now the audio went. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, we're going to do a jumbo jet. We're going to do 737. and I'm gonna be your pilot, and I'm gonna fly you guys from. Oh, why don't we we'll just do LAX, okay? So set that as a departure, and we're going to fly to where is it? Desert Hot Springs. Where is Las Vegas? Oh, here it is. And we're going to do a Boeing 747. Let's do it at like... We'll do it at 4. So we'll get in at night. And if you jump into the Discord waiting room, I'm gonna pull people in to co-pilot with me, and I'm gonna if you got any problems, hit me up. I'll see what I can do. I'm not a paid professional. Oh, it's an Airbus, not Boeing. Thank you. Yes. We're gonna wait. We're gonna get it up to cruising altitude. No, it's not a Twitch hoodie. It's an American Apparel hoodie from years ago when Justin Bieber was wearing purple hoodies a lot. I thought it'd be funny if I. Also, I'm gonna set timers for people. We're gonna have. Let's see. I'm gonna give you like we'll give each person a 3-minute timer. It's 3 minutes, and you tell me what your problem is, and we'll talk about life. Any sort of life problems.
Los Angeles Tower, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747.
But we'll get this off the air first, so if you want to hop in on the Whitest Kid server into the waiting room once we get up to a cruising altitude. Okay, let me see. I think I can set a course of some sort, right? Let's see. San Bernardino. Nate, why don't you jump in? You started out with me. And I will. You'll help me out with the calls. Here, let me throw Nate in here. Nate, come into the voice waiting room so I can throw you in here on the official WKUK server. I'm trying to figure out. Wait, Darren did abandon me again, but it's okay. He has kids. It's fine. Guys, where's Vegas? How do I do this? Let's see if Nate is in here yet. Should I just look it up on my phone? which way Vegas is. I mean, it's east, of course. Alright, oh, this is what I'm looking for. Is there actual... Alright, this is my heading. That's the airport that I'm at. Yeah, Nate's gonna be like our flight attendant. Hold on. Let's see. Alright, let me see what's going on in chat. Can Nate clean my poppies? Is this part of the show, right? Yeah. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna just take off and start heading east, and we'll figure it out as we go along, I guess. Wait, let me see if there's a travel... Oh, this is what I'm... How do I set a flight plan? Fuel, let's see, checklist. Okay. Basic controls. Yeah, vlog. Okay. Was I supposed to start a flight plan before this? Alright, it's annoying that Nate texted me, do you want me to jump on, and then just isn't on. I'm just gonna say that, but alright. Here. Let's take off from within. Okay, welcome aboard. We are about to take off. Why? Okay, I wasn't sure if my... Put up my gear now. Let's see. That's El Porto. That's a BJ surf at. Alright, there's now an alert going off because I am going too fast.
Boeing 747, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, I gotta talk to that guy.
Los Angeles Tower, Boeing Alpha Sierra. 747 frequency change.
Okay, Nate's in the waiting room. If I crash while this is happening, it's Nate's fault, you're dead. Hello? Oh, Nate, you're on mute. I can see that. You're actually on mute in Discord. Hey, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Yeah, Nate, I don't know why he's not turning on his audio. He's got moist meat or potato, but he's worse at it than I am somehow. And I've had it a day.
Sorry.
There you are. Can everyone hear Nate?
It's push to talk on. I forgot what my push to talk button was. I just remembered what it was. Are you flying?
I'm trying to fly to Las Vegas, but I forgot to make a flight plan, and I don't know exactly what coordinates I should be heading, so we'll see where I fly. Ooh.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. It's I think it'd be funny to fly to Las Vegas for real.
Yeah. Does it take like real time? Does it take?
Yeah, it would take like an hour, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Can you go to the Grand Canyon, or does it free?
I bet you could. I haven't been there yet.
What are we doing tonight? How's the chat? How's the chat feeling? Am I too quiet?
Chat?
Might be me.
There's an echo on you. Which is funny because I don't hear an echo on you here. But so I must be creating an echo somehow.
This meat and potato does do. It's tricky.
Talk?
I can hear myself. Am I coming through your speakers or a headset?
Oh, how about now? Talk?
Because if I'm coming through your speakers, people are going to hear me through the mic.
Yeah, I think I just turned it down.
Cool.
Is the echo
The
gone?
game is too loud. The plane is very loud. It's a real plane. We're going for authenticity.
How's that? That better?
It's a good airplane reference. Hefty lefty.
What do people say? Is that better?
Oh, the email said Timmy was on? Oh, did you change the notification?
Oh, man. Oh, I just didn't hit update. That always... Sorry, guys. That was my... How's that?
How's what?
I updated the info.
Depressed Loser Airlines.
Yeah, where are all my depressed losers at? Same planes. Here, talk. Talk now. I think so. Hold on. Okay, we're in the cabin now. Let me see. Sometimes at points. No, you not with your voice. You have to like click a button. All right, Nate. I need you to figure out where Vegas is in relation to Los Angeles. Is it directly east? You're at a computer. I'm not like asking you to like no, I'm not asking you to no. Or try and see if you can set a flight path in. Oh wait, here it is. This is it.
Los Angeles Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is type Boeing B748, 8 miles northwest of El Monte. Request flight following.
Talk.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 Los Angeles Center.
I'm saying talk when I'm trying to. Well.
Squawk 2313 Boeing 747. Boeing 747 radar
How's that?
contact 6 miles northwest of El Monte, flight level 180. Copy Boeing 747.
Is the game still loud?
Some people are saying it's loud, but, you know, also just kind of like go on Twitch. That's right. My first year on Twitch was just kind of
Alright. I need to head a little bit more north. So I just wanted to fly this plane and talk to people about life. Yeah, or take a stab at it. I think there's some people in the. Can you pull people in?
If somebody was like, give a piece of unsolicited advice at any time, what would it be?
Wait, what? I don't get the question. Wait.
If you were to give somebody unsolicited advice,
like, are you saying what is like my ideal unsolicited advice that I would give to someone? Like, when would I ideally? Like just a catch-all life tip. Well, you know what? Whenever I talk about like life tip stuff, the thing that kind of, I would say the thing that like I think molded who I am, or maybe not molded who I am, but like maybe who I am led me to doing that thing is definitely like I talk about, and not like this is kind of the cliche, but like when I ran that marathon, it's something that like I didn't know I could do and did never see myself as someone that could do that. And I'm just pulling the trim up a little. And when I did it, it kind of like I learned a lot about myself and a lot about life. And I would say like that piece of life is that I just like you're capable. Like you are, like time and effort will get rewards. And a lot of things in my life I can kind of track back to that, to similar aspects of that philosophy. Like even Whitest Kids. Like the thing with Whitest Kids is that like it's not like we're like this show is awesome and every show we do is awesome, or we're even like good to begin with, you know. But like we treated it like a job, and we you know, did it every week. And yeah, we did a sketch show the way that most people do improv shows, which is like you have like a weekly show and you kind of get new material every week for people. And yeah, let's take a look around. There's no one there. Who's flying this plane?
It says they can't hear me.
At all?
At least in the green on yours on OBS. I should be coming into like the green areas, you know.
Boeing 747, contact Los Angeles Center on 132 decimal tree.
How's that? There we go.
132 decimal tree, Boeing 747.
It's
Los
private
Angeles
parts.
Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 flight level 240. Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 Los Angeles Center, continue as planned.
That like, yeah, that it takes commitment, and that most things take two things: is commitment, and it didn't change. It seemed to change. All right, Nate, talk. Talk? Oh yeah. Well, no, that's the other part of what I'm saying, which is wait, talk? Wait. Keep talking. There you go. All right, who's?
One is my volume okay now? Or is the plane too loud again? Some people are saying the plane is really loud. You might have Discord and the game system volume on the same like audio level in the data. I think it might be on aux on VAIO3. So that's a problem. You don't differentiate like chat from. But you know, it's a learning process. So going back to like what you were saying, I feel like that's kind of how you approach like the Twitch is like you're like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. You know, I'll just do it, figure it out.
Wait, how's Nate sound now?
Was I just like talking shit?
Hold on.
Every now and then I hear people be like, "Oh, there he is." I can still hear myself though, which is weird.
Talk?
Am I in your headphones or on the speakers of the computer?
You're in my headphones.
Huh, weird. Anyway, so as I was saying,
Okay.
I'm not going to repeat myself, but that's probably the best piece of advice I can give any one person. And it literally made me like a millionaire, so hope everyone took notes.
Alright. Hold on. I guess you sound like you're in a big room
Oh,
now.
I do sound like a god because you say I'm echoing? Hold on. Maybe that is me. Hello, can you hear me now?
Wait, I think.
Okay, now I can.
How about now?
How about now what?
Is he still echoey?
Oh. Hello.
Can they hear you?
I don't know. Can you hear me though?
I can hear you. I could hear you this whole time.
Okay.
You're
No,
looking at
I
the
just
chat.
changed up some shit. I juiced my shit up, and I don't know if I fucked it up or not.
I'm flying a plane. I'm looking at voice meter potato, and I'm looking at a plane.
It's not a real plane.
I just want to fly to Vegas, guys. Here, I can shut this down.
You should put voice meter potato on one screen, so then it looks like dials from the plane. Stainless steel rat. Yes, that's what this show is all about. Welcome.
Is it sounding okay? He's better than. Yes.
I should pretend like I'm giving you like divine directions for the airplane. Samuel. Well, let me modulate a little bit. Samuel.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Fly to me.
That's horrible.
This is bad.
I think you're making people leave. We're losing people because of you.
Okay. Should I stop talking?
Yeah.
Okay. Pull and tune.
Well, do a better job with your voice. Like,
I don't know how to make my voice not echo.
well, you tried to do the opposite of that. You tried to be annoying to the chat. You're definitely
what? Oh.
You're definitely trolling me right now. Like, you're definitely.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
So, what's my altitude? I am at. It looks like 28,000 feet. I am looking at the chat. Earlier I was trying to get the audio worked out, so I had voice meter potato up. I think I can go faster now, actually, since I'm all the way up. And I'm just gonna do it. Can I not? Alright, I'm just gonna. Why is it so pushed in?
Okay. You have 3 people in the waiting room. You have Choom, Logan, and Socks.
Let's get Socks in here.
Okay. Although I don't think I have the power to do that.
Alright, well, I'll do it. Someone said just do, private voice. Hello!
Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they weren't ready for us.
It might not be ready. Socks, are you there? Let's see what the outside looks like.
Whoa, a 3-month Prime subscription.
Oh.
B3 Lyle. Belial?
Belial.
Belial?
Like Belial. It's like Satan, right?
Like hacker spelling with numbers, right?
Leet.
Do you remember the Hackers movie?
Yeah.
How dope was that movie? Remember when he like spray painted his laptop like camouflage and he fucking deleted that guy from being alive? His bank account closed because he was dead.
Bunk from The Wire.
The Wire.
And also, who played his partner? Does anyone want to guess?
Oh, Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony, that's correct, yeah. Latin sensation. Latin sensation, Mark Anthony played that guy's partner.
Whatever happened to the dude? Matthew Lillard was in that.
Who I met.
There was another guy. On Freak? Whatever happened to that guy?
This is a funny story. So I did a show with the group. At the San Francisco Sketch Fest, I did a show with the group, Midnight Show, and it was a sketch show. And Heather and Campbell wrote some line that was like "fuck punt you in the cunt" or something like that I had to say in the show. And after the show, he was in an improv show that we were billed with, and like after I got off stage, he came up to me and he was like, and he got like real close and he was like, "Fuck punt you in the cunt" was so funny. And it was like intimidating. It was like and it was very Matthew, it was very like Scream Matthew Lillard. Like
at the end when he's like spitting and talking.
"We got a surprise for you." Like that.
Yeah. I love that. That's my favorite Matthew Lillard. How come he doesn't do movies anymore?
All right. I don't think Socks is talking to us, right?
Oh, hey.
Wait,
first time caller, long time listener. I have
Hey, Socks.
I have a job where I have to do a lot of standing. I want to be comfortable, so I normally fill my socks with yogurt at the start of the day, but my coworkers have recently been making fun of me. How can I handle this situation? I'll take my answer off the air.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Well, Socks, you can handle it in a couple ways. You could not tell them, keep it your own little secret that you have yogurt in your socks, or you could skip the yogurt thing and buy some insoles. They have insoles that are not going to create any sort of fungus that a yogurt would create, and
wouldn't you say gel is synthetic yogurt?
Maybe, but I mean, the gel is better. Yeah, just the yogurt, it's not a great idea. It's gonna smell.
It's a good answer. We'll take that as a win.
Okay, we solved one problem. We're gonna move Socks out of here.
We forgot to ask Socks how they self-identify.
Okay, we're gonna M12. Hello, M12 Sarge. Welcome to the cockpit. Hey. Hey, M12 Sarge.
M12 Sarge, how are you? How do you self-identify?
How do I self-identify?
Would you say you're a depressed loser? Would you say you're more of a newsboy? Or
I'd say I'm more of a boy.
You're more of a
collective soul?
I'd rather not be.
Okay.
Hey, misery loves company, and we're all in at this together.
Alright.
Do you have a question for Sam?
Alright, I have one question, I guess. How do you deal with friends who just annoy you?
What?
You dropped out on me there. How do you deal with friends?
Do you have friends who annoy you constantly?
Oh, good question. I don't know. You know, it's a lot of you know, figuring out what it is about them that annoys you, and like why you allow that, you know, and then but also, you know, it's you know, like letting them know, you know, like where your lines are, and it's communication. I think any relationship, it's about communication. Like that goes for friends, and that goes for you know, like intimate relationships, and it goes with family. It's about like communicating what you need from them and letting them make a decision about like, you know, whether or not they're willing to give you what you need, and then you can in turn make the decision if you want to continue that relationship. And I think that's
We're
what
friends, right? You and I are friends, and I'm annoying.
Me and you, or you
Yeah.
and you and M12.
Let's say
Farms?
beyond brothers, we're friends.
Yeah.
You and me, Sam.
No, but yeah.
So how do you deal with me?
Well, and I think the thing is that we're more than friends, and with this, that was actually a point of contention for us before. Was that, you know, like,
When you say more than friends, it sounds weird though.
oh, that we're family. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
When you say
Yeah.
when somebody says we're more than friends, the next line is because we're lovers. Yes.
No, yes,
Funko
yeah.
6666 got it right. Yeah. Everyone is questioning this now. No, we're not. We're not.
We're
no,
not
we're not.
lovers.
This is not brown cest. So you're saying we're friends, but also we're family.
Yeah, and I think that family, it, you know, like they're separate things, and they each have their, like, we are friends and we are family.
Is it harder if I know you as a friend or as family?
I mean, yeah, it's. I think it's tough. You know, like it's tough because sometimes you're annoying me as a friend, but sometimes I need you to support me as a brother.
Huh.
And so it's like, you know, and I think that's
another question. Did Nate ever, when you were growing up,
did Nate ever what me?
did he bully or do you
Bully me?
You guys
Oh,
ever have any fights?
yeah, totally, all the time. And my childhood was filled with me, like, cheap shotting Nate and then running up into the bathroom and locking the door. And we used to have those locks where it was like an old timey lock that was like a latch lock thing, but you could slide a card in. And I remember before, like, holding that down while like Nate's like jamming cardboard in there to get it open, like some like lame version of The Shining.
We're at that point now as like friends and brothers where like you'll remember something I did that I've totally forgotten about, and I feel like still guilty like years later. I'm still apologizing for shit that happened like 30 years ago because I feel bad.
And yeah, and it's funny because there's also some stuff where it's like with not only you but other family members that they'll apologize for, and it's more them feeling guilty for, and I don't really remember the thing. My cousin Jeff once shot me with a paintball gun when I was really young, and he feels horrible about it to this day. And
Did that hurt a lot?
It hurt. It was shocking, though. It was more shocking than was like painful, because it was like not like he had a paintball gun and he shot me. He like hid in a bush and shot me with a paintball gun, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Didn't he like lure you over? He was like, "Hey, we got a new Nintendo game. Can you come play this?" And, and they were hiding in the woods with a paintball gun.
It was really weird. It was really weird. Someone just said, "Are you a Black Sabbath fan?" And yeah, totally a Black Sabbath fan. In fact, not to change the subject, but just saw that Nate's first CD that he ever got was Paranoid. And that's how I learned who Black Sabbath was, and that's an amazing album. And Black Sabbath are one of those bands where probably like the first 5 albums are great.
I will say this, I'm not that cool because like my second CD I think was like Belle Biv DeVoe.
The first CD I ever got, Kid and Play.
No, that like I ever got. Oh yeah.
And it wasn't even the House Party soundtrack. It was like another Kid and Play CD.
It was like their record.
Yeah.
Were they a band before the movie, or did the movie make them?
I think they were a band before the movie. Yeah, Self-Titled and Paranoid are the best. But also, like, if you think about it with Black Sabbath, those albums came out in 1970. Like, it's such a leap forward, the stuff that they were doing. It's crazy. They're amazing.
We've talked about this before. Like, I think you played me MC5 for the first time, and you were like, guess when this is from? And I was off by like 20 years.
Yeah. That was like, yeah. I love that as bands that sound so far ahead of your time, you can't ahead of their time, you can't figure out when they're from.
There was something you played me, and I thought it was like Sonic Youth.
Dinosaur Jr. No.
No, it was like
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you know what it was? I think it was like Pink Floyd's first record when they had the other guy in the band.
Oh yeah, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Good album, yeah. Sid Barrett.
We're going to Vegas.
We're going to Vegas. Vegas, baby. Is that it? Is that Vegas off in the distance? Is that light? The lights up ahead.
Wouldn't it be brighter?
Where are we going after this?
I don't know.
I kept saying go to the Grand Canyon. I don't know.
It's near Vegas, right? Won't we pass it?
I think it's past Vegas, isn't it?
I mean,
one guy in the chat had like coordinates for a place, but I don't know if it's in the game.
it would be funny to fly to North Dakota where Timmy lives and just see how like awful it probably is.
Timmy lives in South Dakota. I would love it.
Oh.
Do you have his number? See if he's around. See if he'll jump on. We'll fly to Timmy's house in South Dakota.
I think it's 8 o'clock.
It's...
Thanks for coming through.
9 o'clock there. See if he's around. Hit him up.
All right, I'll hit him up. Is the audio sounding weird for anybody, or is it just me? It might be just the Discord, like, feedbacking into my headset.
Let me see. Let me check the Discord, see if there's any people, I think. All right, we'll get Logan in here. Hello, hey, Logan.
Oh, what's going on, Sam? How's it going?
Good. So, welcome to the cockpit. We're on our way to Vegas, and I'm wondering if you have any, life issues that you want to talk about.
So, yeah.
Is there someone smoking weed at your house?
Actually, yeah. How did you know that?
I could hear like the subtle sounds of someone spanking. Someone like a little like.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, you're really good at that. All right, well, you got no suppression.
What?
Is that any better?
No, it's fine. It wasn't bothering me. I just picked up on that.
That's really funny. Yeah, my mom and my girlfriend are smoking weed in the living room right now. That's hilarious that you picked up on.
Is your life problem? My mom smokes too much weed. What do I do?
My weed. No,
Yeah, my mom's smoking all my weed.
So I have two big things going on, but I'd rather you pick which one. I have a creative question or a question my psych won't fucking help me with.
Let's hear the psych one. And I want to mind you, I speak crazy sometimes. I want to remind everyone that I am not a professional in any way, nor do I pretend to be, and I am not responsible for anything that happens. This is just
Daniel's not a
advice.
licensed therapist, guys.
Yeah, just advice.
But he plays one on Twitch.
So, okay, I guess so my psych likes to go on these tangents about Pakistan because that's where she's from, so I don't really get any answers from her. But I have this huge thing with panic disorder.
Okay.
And I've had it since I was 10. And I don't like visiting the doctor, all this bullshit. But recently, my heart's been acting all funny. So I've got checkups, and I'm looking I've got 3 so far. So 2 COVID tests and 3 checkups, echocardiograms and whatnot. I'm going in for a stress test tomorrow. I guess my problem is how would you deal with that situation? How can I keep myself calmed down with my panic disorder, even though it's my heart fucking with me? They've told me I'm under 42. There's no reason I should have AFib, which is what's been detected by my dumbass Apple Watch. But I can feel it in my chest. It's beating all odds. I started wearing it for the week. It detected that. I went into the doctor, and they were like, "There's some slight arrhythmia."
First off, I just want to say, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. All right. I was a shithead about I've been so shitty in my life about going to the dentist and going to the doctor, and I loved putting that stuff off, and it was always the hardest thing to get my shit together and go. And so I just want to say hats off to you to actually doing the work of getting this shit checked out. And I think that's so important, is when you're worried about something, not to let the anxiety and fear overtake you of actually completing that thing. So I think that, because with the dentist and stuff like that, here's the thing, it's I put off going to the dentist for the longest time, and it was oh, they're just gonna say I have to get a bunch of root canals. And guess what? I went to the dentist way too late and had to get a bunch of root canals, because not going to the dentist doesn't make you not get root canals. You still have to eventually get those root canals, or you lose your fucking teeth. That's the it doesn't help to put things off. So I think, I don't know how to manage, besides if you're the anxiety of that all, and I have trouble with anxiety, and I think it is comforting to know that a lot of people suffer from anxiety, and it's tough.
You get anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really?
Honestly, weird
Are
for
you
me to hear.
serious?
You're on a TV show, you're streaming, it's you.
Sam Wilson,
I'm on
one of
Twitch.
the bravest
I've
people
made
I've
it.
met. He's very fuck it, I'll do it. And that's always an admirable thing, is that you're just you're very I don't know if brave is the right word, but it's you're just fuck it, I'll do it.
I'm a scared person, but where's the? What's crazy? Sorry to because I'm flying a plane, guys. Is you can see this isn't the airport I'm going for, because it's not facing the right way, but the lights at an airport are so bright that pilots can see them from miles away. You can tell
That's why they're so bright.
Yeah. But look at that. You can see those. Do you see them on screen?
Yeah.
The little blinking dots.
Those little blinking dots. That's a runway right there.
What's funny of you flying to Vegas is, do you remember my 30th birthday?
Oh yeah.
The full-on panic of Vegas.
Yeah. On Nate's 30th birthday, he like I surprised me and our friends. We surprised him with a flight and trip to Vegas, and he almost didn't go because we had to tell him a day before because his anxiety was so bad. So wait, Nate, how do you deal with the anxiety?
It's a process. I mean, the weird thing is, like, you're 21, and I think that's when I started feeling anxiety, and like I kind of didn't do anything about it, and I played into it, and it just got worse. It didn't clear things up, you know, like playing into it, like not dealing with it got fucking worse. And so I was like, it'll eventually go away. But like, you know, there's a bunch of small things you can do. There's cognitive behavioral stuff, realizing like you feel your body's doing stuff, and a lot of it is like you're just getting a lot of adrenaline in your system, and your body doesn't know why it has adrenaline, and your heart's being weird because it's just pumping adrenaline, right? And I think like the crest, like the big turning point actually was this Vegas trip, because it was super fucking fun. But it was like the day before, they're like, hey, tomorrow we're all going to Vegas. Sam was like, I'm flying all your friends out. Trevor and I are meeting you in Vegas. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like pissed. I'm like, you don't even fucking know me, Sam. Why would you think I would like this? And I was being a baby, and I fucking sucked it up and did it. And then I got Ativan, and it's great. It chills you out, and I'll still use it every now and then, but just knowing that it's available helped me out. And also like knowing that like other people deal with it too. Like the funny thing is, like, we get to Vegas, it's pretty overwhelming. I kind of fucking hungover in places, and like Trevor was like, oh yeah, I get anxiety too. So like, you know, there's a difference between anxiety and panic, but it helps when you know that other people deal with it and stuff, and how they deal with it. And eventually, you know, like, I don't know if you grow out of it, but you just learn how to like actually process the stimulus. So I don't know. Breathing control, breathing control is good.
I copied and pasted a message I seen in here. It was really like helpful, like in chat.
Was it the one about LSD?
I've actually done LSD and shrooms on different occasions, but and they did help. They've helped me like LSD not so much. That shit was crazy. But shrooms, it helped me kind of organize my mind a bit more, making me see things different ways. You know. The funny thing is, we were watching This Kids in the House and shrooms.
It's very meta.
Yeah.
I think panic disorder is a weird one though, because it's like a waterfall. Like all these tiny things will fuck you up and like compound shit.
Also,
it's like a rabbit hole.
What I will say too is, and I'm not one of these people who's like, sobriety is the answer, but like I fucking like, I had problems with anxiety, and I didn't like the way, like when I'm coming away too hot. I can't slow down. I didn't like the way that like how anxious I got from like after I like drank, like a night after drinking, I was just wrecked. I like was like the world is ending. Like my hangovers led to like a depression, and it was just
it's like that serotonin drop.
Yeah, and it got real bad, and it's like I was having enough trouble like dealing with my anxiety, and it was like I had this realization that it's like I don't need to like wear, you know, ankle weights when running the race of life, you know? It's like I don't need, you know, I know it makes me happy, but it's like I've been there, I've drank, I've smoked, I've been high, I've done acid, I've done shrooms, I've done a bunch of stuff. It's like at some point you gotta realize that like you gotta take the bad with the good, and you gotta weigh that in. And I think, you know, you don't have to, if you're having trouble with dealing with stuff, you know, and you realize that certain chemicals are affecting you in a certain way, you don't have to go on bearing that, because I felt like there was a lot of pressure for me to, like, from friends and stuff like that, to keep drinking or keep smoking, or at least that's what I perceived. And I found it was a lot easier to not have those days that I just handed over to the fact that I was in a hungover depression, you know. And it didn't fix everything, but it definitely helped.
Yeah, just cutting out that kind of routine of garbage in your system, other than what needs to be in it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're not like, and it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm pure or anything like that, but like, it really was like this thing where it was just taxing to have to go through that.
So when did you get sober, Sam? Like, how many years has it been?
I think 3 years ago, maybe 2.
Did you quit smoking weed and drinking at the same time?
No, I did not. I quit drinking first, and then I quit smoking weed. And that's like, weed was my vice. It was a thing where I was like an everyday smoker. I didn't like bongs. I liked joints, and I smoked big joints. And I was the kind of guy, I was the guy at the party that I'd be like, hey, have a joint, where people could like turn to me, would be like, hey, do you have a joint or something like that? And I would smoke a joint. And I used to like roll these cones, and people would be like, oh man, your weed fucked me up. And it was just like, oh, well, that's like just the weed I smoke. No, you just aren't a pot smoker, I guess. And then I'd like spit on them. I'd be like, fuck you, get out of my face. I'm going over the airport right now. I can't figure out how to slow down. There's something wrong with this, and I can't slow down.
Brakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if my 3 minutes are up, or if you want me to ask another question. I can.
Oh, well, let's hear your other question. I want to hear the other question. This is a good call.
So, I don't want to go too into detail until it's out, but for the past year, I've been working on a comic book with a good friend of mine, who I think is an amazing artist, and I've been paying him. But I'm getting a bit stuck in a certain area. Like, I'm getting in a kind of a slump. I just don't know. I know what I want to do with it. I know where to go with it. I just don't know what to do to get me out of this, to think what to do next, you know, like what, and especially dialogue. I'm having a hard trying to natural dialogue.
All right, yeah. So wait, you're having like literal writer's block where you can't figure out where to go next. Actually, yeah. I know the answer. I know the answer.
How it gets there.
I know the answer. So right now, you like your idea.
Yeah.
Right? You're like excited about the idea. But it's hard because you're worried about ruining it. And so like the thing is that like it's a good idea. You're not going to ruin it with bad dialogue or anything. I'm not saying that like you're not going to write bad dialogue and someone's going to be like, this is horrible, your idea's shit. That can totally happen. What I'm saying is that you can't like write a bad line of dialogue, now all of a sudden your idea is bad. What you got to do is you got to write whatever. You got to put it down. If it's bad, you can always delete it. If it's shit, you can always go back, but you need something to go off of. You got to get it out there. You got to like try something to realize that it doesn't work. And I feel like as writers, as people, like a lot of times we're like kind of lazy, and we're like, it's easy to come up with the idea, but the thought of like writing the idea and then going back and rewriting the idea, oh, what a drag.
That's such bullshit, right?
But no, like that's what the process is. That is the process. Yeah. Trust the process. Trust the fact that if you write something that's shitty, when you go back and you read it, you'll be able to recognize that that's shitty because you're a good writer, because you're actually trying at this. And
I feel this comes back to your earlier advice though about you have the the marathon advice.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of work, and it takes like forward motion. Like there was a lot of interesting things when I was like running the marathon that were like in this this book about marathoning that I read, and like so the twofold thing with that advice was one being that like you can do with like consistent work, you can achieve pretty much any goal. But the flip side of that being that you have to have malleable goals. And the marathon example is what the book would tell me was train for a marathon. Like try to run a marathon and you will be able to run a marathon. What it told me not to do was not to focus on a time goal, to like try and run a marathon in 3.5 hours, because it's my first marathon, and because if I try and run a marathon in 3.5 hours, I might run a marathon, but I might run it in 3 hours and 40 minutes. And I might be upset at myself because I didn't meet that goal of running a marathon in 3 hours and 40 minutes. Or I might hurt myself trying to run a marathon in 3.5 hours. And so what it tells you to do is like, take it that one step of like run the marathon. And like, if you're trying to make a comic book, like focus on that first goal of actually making that comic book and be happy with that goal. And this is like something that professionally I've kind of encountered a lot, where it's like you might not know this, but like Trevor, Zach, and I have written a few projects that we've gotten like very far. And that like, we've written a show for Comedy Central that we shot a pilot on, and it didn't end up going. And before that phone call of like, is this going to be like a Comedy Central show? Is this going to be like something that you spend a year making? Before that phone call, we had that call, I felt like I had to make a decision based on my own assessment of the situation of, am I proud of this? Am I proud of the work that I put into this? And I thought we did a good job. And because you can't like really base it on the result of like, we made it far with the project, and it was a cool project, and it's a bummer that it didn't go, but it didn't mean that we were doing things horribly wrong that it didn't go. Projects don't go all the time, like, and yeah, and that's just kind of what this business is like making stuff and trying to get them on air, but not necessarily always achieving that. And so you kind of have to like make these decisions. Was this,
So what do you think he should do if he's having trouble for dialogue? What's the first step?
What gets back to that is write something down, and don't be precious. Don't feel like you can screw this up. Like, don't be so worried about the thing that you're like, oh, I can't write a line.
The thing is, I'm slightly like OCD, so I every time I go back and read it, I'm like, this character sounds so similar to what this character said.
Yeah.
I put myself in a smaller scope. I'm mainly working with 2 and 3 characters, so it made it easier as an exercise for me. But it's really the differing personalities, and I realized, oh God, I wrote something that's so similar to what this guy said.
Actually, what's funny is one thing I say in my sketch class, which kind of is pertinent to this, is like, is I tell people at the beginning of these sketch classes that like, not to try to write one sketch. Not to assume that like what you're doing is that you're writing one sketch. Try and get good at sketch writing and assume that you're going to write many sketches in your lifetime. And so I think what you need to do is assume that like this is the first of many comic books, and that like if characters are sounding similar, that's something you can go back and change. That's something you can go back. And here's another thing is like working on projects like this. It's all a process of figuring out what the core of the project is. Like telling a story, you don't start out with the moral. You start out with the kind of conflict and the characters, and you figure out exactly what you're trying to say. I mean, maybe some people start out with like exactly what their moral of it is, but like, you know, that's all, again, part of the process is figuring out what you're saying and trying to say that as clear as you possibly can.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Sam. I
No problem.
appreciate it for like even the free
Good luck.
classes and, you know, talking to me.
Good luck on your comic book, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Send us one. Send us your comic book. when you finish.
yeah.
Would that be cool if I sent it to you, Nate, and have you pass it on?
Yeah, I mean, just hit me up when you finish.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I don't know if I should plug like what it would be at, or if I should just go. That's kind of weird, right?
What?
That's if I should plug what it's gonna be at when it comes out, or if I should just head out, because that would be kind of weird, right?
No, go for it. Plug away.
It'll be at iworks.com, hopefully in January and February. It'll be called Moon Story. Thank you for your guys' time.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for
Cool.
calling.
Wait, what was that name?
I said, cool.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. See ya. Can't wait to watch this stream.
No problem.
Bye.
So, Sam, your writing process is a lot of revisions and just going back.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like right now I'm
So
writing.
when do you know when you're done, though? Like, if you keep going back and you're like, I keep got to fix this, how do you know when you've, like, finished?
when it's due. The real answer is you're never really done. I mean, like, you guys know that slow jerk sketch? Oh, by the
No,
way,
I don't think anyone's seen it.
I can't figure out, for some reason, the button to cut the throttle is not working. So I'm just gonna crash into what's that main road in Vegas?
Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street, Vegas. I'm gonna try and find I'm gonna
The
try and
strip, right?
crash into the lodge here.
Tropicana. Oh, pull a Con Air.
Oh yeah, and like just like belly up on the strip.
Yeah, Cameron Poe.
What was
Clear through Bravo airspace, Boeing 747.
I think. Wait, where's the strip? I think it's right here. I think that's that like central cluster of lights. It might be that other runway.
124.625
I'll be able to see
Boeing
it,
747. Los Angeles Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747, 13,500 feet. Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 Los Angeles Center,
Oh, wait.
continue as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
Alright, looks like that's the strip.
Boeing 747 contact Dallas approach on 118.
There's a few people in your waiting room. Looks like Ralph has been there the longest.
Yeah, it's gonna pull Ralph in.
But I have to run. But I think this was a good show. You're a good conversationalist, and I feel you always give me good advice.
Let's see if this is the strip.
747 Dallas approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
I don't think it is.
Nellis approach Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747.
Wait. Abort.
Clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Alright, I'm gonna pull Ralph in 1 second.
Boeing Alpha Sierra.
See, I think
747 Dallas
that
approach.
Las Vegas airport
Clear
was
through the Bravo airspace.
the one.
Clear through Bravo airspace, Boeing 747. 747.
All right, I'm gonna pull in Ralph. Shit.
Boeing 747, you're leaving my airspace.
All right, Ralph, be nice. Sam, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you, man.
Ralph, I don't love you. That's nothing personal. I just don't know you well enough to say those words. I think Sam and I have only been saying it to each other for
I was talking to
6
somebody.
months.
Oh, you're talking to someone else. Oh, okay. What's up, Ralph?
Nothing much, man. I was just talking to Oh, God. Stop grenade. Come back.
No, he had to go anyways.
118.125,
Ralph,
Oh, boy.
welcome to the cockpit. We're coming in for a landing. Even though we can't slow down, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, please do not crash.
I think we are going to crash. I think that's what's definitely going to happen.
Well, listen, I've lived an okay life.
Transition Bravo airspace.
It's tough to crash when we can't slow the fuck down. Oh,
Wait, okay, so we're not crashing. Man, night is like scary in this game. You know what my real problem with this game is?
What's that?
There aren't enough goblins.
Obelisks?
Goblins.
Oh, goblins. Oh. Wait, F3. Wait, what? What happened to my controls? That's what's going on. What's...
Man, everybody's been going like that has been real mean. I better pull off some sort of.
So wait, do you have a question for me? A life advice question?
No, I mean, I just try to write. I mean, how do you keep? Do you ever writer's block? How do you deal with that? I don't have writer's block. I just think that's a nice thing to talk about.
That was the last question I just answered.
God damn. Well, then I will with another question.
About writing. Ask me a writing question.
Okay, a writing question. I can do that. Okay, when you're trying to come up with, like, let's just say, I got a good one.
Decrease thorough.
So you are coming up with a hero, and this hero can be any. It can be any genre, any time period, any world, anything. The only thing you are required to do is you are required to not allow this hero to succeed. You must fail.
Okay.
How do you start?
You have the hero do something wrong.
Well,
You-
yeah, but, like, what
If you need that the character fail, like, you have to, like, say something by the character failing, and so, like, you need the character to make an error to kind of show the path of that, or you do an unlikely victory, like, you make the character succeed, but not the success story that the Bad News Bears lose the big game, but they're still the funner team. They still like each other, and that's the tale that you're telling. Have you ever seen? It's a really cool movie, and I'm gonna ruin it here, but it's an old movie, so whatever. Have you ever seen Downhill Racer?
No, go on.
Robert Redford. Really cool movie. It's funny. It's also a Michael Ritchie movie who directed Bad News Bears. In the end of this movie, it's all about this guy who's a skier, and he's trying to break this record. And he's trying so hard, and it's kind of that, like, the sports movie formula you can imagine, that, like, he's doing, you know, he's got this coach, and he's trying to succeed, and he's being an asshole to his coach, and at the end he does the big route, and he breaks the record he's trying to break. It's like any sports story, you know. But they have this moment where he is in the winner's circle, and everyone's celebrating him, and then all of a sudden they start announcing the times for the guy who's, like, behind him. And the guy who's behind him, like the guy who's doing the current run, is like gonna break his record. And he ends up crashing the guy. He crashes, he doesn't break the guy's record, but whatever. But it has such an interesting feel to the movie, because it's kind of this resolution of like, oh, he did the thing, but guess what? Someone's gonna break that thing he was trying. He achieved the thing, but this is sports, and in sports, someone's always gonna be faster, and someone's always gonna come along trying to break that record, and that's the hollow nature of things. And I feel like that's like in storytelling, that's what we gotta, like, have these stories that make sense to us, that have these stories that we relate to and we can identify as stories, but then find that, like, interesting little twist on it, that, like, bittersweet moment that makes it whole. Like noir is filled with that. Noir is like finding the right answer, but at what cost? And yeah, you know,
Yeah, I definitely.
storytelling's all about making characters lose, but it's about what you're saying when you make those characters lose, you know? Like,
I'm trying to tell a story where the heroes are actually, like, really good. They're like, based on the knowledge that they had in the story at the time, every single time they always do the right thing.
yeah.
But fail anyway. That's the story that I'm trying.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the thing there is, like, you're saying, like, just because you're doing the right thing doesn't mean, you know, like, there's interesting stories that have, like, that similar thing of, like, just because you're doing the right thing doesn't mean you're going to succeed, or just because you're doing the right thing, that you think you're doing the right thing. Oh, here's the strip. This is what I was looking for. 'Cause there's the Stratosphere.
Oh man, have you heard that song Stratosphere by Beck?
No.
Oh, that's a great song.
Here, that's the circus-themed casino, I think. Wait, I was going to say something. Oh, there's I think that's the Bellagio that I was just above. Or no, that's the Bellagio, that little, like, Y-shaped building.
Okay, Observatron 9. The road to hell is not paved with wheels.
Oh. Yeah. That's the MGM right there. And then on the New York, and then there's Excalibur on the right. Okay. So wait, do you know what show I got into late, but actually I was like, this show's like really cool, and like a good, like, joke machine show is Kimmy Schmidt. Did you ever get into that show?
No, but I do find her to be light. Tell me
Well, like, the interesting thing is that Kimmy Schmidt has a show, and I think it gets better as it goes along, but, like, it's this character that is, like, super optimistic. And it kind of has this philosophy that, like, like, just because you think you're doing the right thing doesn't mean you're going to succeed all the time, which I think a lot of people kind of go into the world with this. Like, if my intentions are good, then the process is good. You know, the ends justify the means, or the means justify the ends almost. But like, the thing is life isn't that easy. Like, just because your intentions are good doesn't mean that, like, what you're doing is necessarily good, and that it takes work to be good. It takes work to affect the world in a positive way, and, you know, it takes, like, more involvement usually than people are. So, like, often the conflict in that show is a lot of times this character being wide-eyed and positive about something. Oh, there we go. We just died. Wide-eyed and positive about something, and then that creates more problems, and then eventually the character needs to figure out that, like, things aren't that easy. Things are more complicated than that. Kimmy Schmidt. And it's funny because they put the character that's, like, completely positive with these New Yorkers, and there's I lived in New York for a while. There's a thing with New Yorkers where it's just like you have to have this shell. You have to be like, you have to put up a barrier between you and the rest of the world. You can't be that kind of positive. And Kimmy Schmidt is someone who's been through this horrible thing, who's, like, positive in spite of that horrible thing. And what if Chat ignored Sam like Sam ignored Chat? I was playing the game. I was flying the plane. Now I'm talking to people.
Yeah, let Sam do whatever he wants. It's his dream.
Sorry, when I'm flying, I get locked in.
Think about it, guys. Like, come on, guys.
I was flying the Airbus 737, maybe? I mean, let's see.
Flying the Airbus into a Vulcan.
But yeah. So that's, like, the thing that, like, I feel like I see so many movies and stuff nowadays, and the things that they, like, will base a movie off of is, like, here's some cool scenes, and that's fucking bullshit. That's bogus. You need some sort of, like, discussion about, like, what happens when you do good things in the world, and experiment with that and see, like, what happens when you challenge good people with hard situations, and somehow put some sort of reflection on the world in everything you do. And I think, like, it something that I think about sometimes is, like, like, think about, like, Martin Scorsese. The fact that he he still makes movies, and he still puts an idea into all those movies, and you got to see, like, sometimes it's like, oh, like, you're not really trying, but sometimes you see, like, I think about, like, old directors like that who you see that are still, like, thinking about the world and thinking about, like, something that they have to say. And yeah, I like, it's interesting to know that, like, you talk about, like, writer's block, but, like, like, the best of us talk about writer's block, and the best of us experience the same problems, and it's the same thing, just some people have more experience doing it.
I wouldn't say I get writer's block. I would say that I wanted you to explain to people how to get over it, and you apparently did.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was you just do it. You just like you power through it, and you can like go back and change anything shitty that you've done. I mean, start with like a good outline. Start with a good idea of what you want to do. But yeah.
I mean, I'm working on sort of prose fiction now, and I find because of the way that I do POV characters, I'll just get into like, and I'm sure you can do this, I'll get into problems, like I'll get into a chapter and I'll be like, okay, this chapter has to go like this, and I'm not quite sure how we get in there, and then I'll sit there and I'll be like, this is a really hard thing to try to like, you know, like work through, like in a way that's going to be good, that's going to be true to the story, and it can take a while.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call that writer's block. I would call that more just the act of writing.
Yeah, totally. It's problem solving. It's writing. It's like I have point A to point B, and how do I achieve this laundry list of things? I need to like tell the audience that this character is this, and I need to tell the audience my character's feeling this, and how do I do that in an effective way without being repetitive? And and how do I make sure that everything I'm doing is moving something forward?
Now, the crazy thing to me, and I think that you probably, because of the comedy, is pacing. Pacing and timing is so important. That, I mean, that's an element.
I think pacing is a product of efficiency. It's like, I think that is like cutting the fat, and you know, like if you tell a story in an effective way, it feels smooth. If you tell a story where like you make sure everything is in there for a reason, it feels smooth. And it's like, it frustrates me to no end to watch a movie and with like horrible pacing where it's like, what are we doing, where are we going? But like, I love watching a movie that can like on surface seem extremely slow, but like you are constantly learning things about these characters. I just saw, have you ever seen this movie Animal Kingdom? They just based a TNT show off of it that seemed so silly and so kind of departed from that movie.
I don't think so.
It's this Australian movie. It's cool. It's like it's see you later, stainless steel rat, stainless.
This one.
It's cool. It's like about this family of bank robbers, and it's about like their kind of downfall in a weird way. And it's really there isn't a bank robbery in the movie, and Ben Mendelsohn's in it, and he's like so good in it. And so the whole thing, the beginning of the movie is really cool. Starts out and it shows you this Australian game show, and then it cuts and it shows you this guy sitting on a couch next to a woman that's passed out. It's like young kid, like 17, is passed out, and he's watching the game show, and someone knocks on the door, and he gets up, but he's still kind of watching the game show. He opens up the door, paramedics come in, and they're like, what's the problem? And he's like, she took something, and he's still watching the game show, and they're like, what'd she take? And he's like, heroin. I think she took too much. And he's watching the game show, and then like the next thing, he's talking to his grandmother on the phone, and he's like, yeah, mom had an OD and she died. And it's cool because it's like telling you so much about that character. It's telling you that character has this level of like, he's lived a hard life. He doesn't care much about what's going on around him. Like, he doesn't have, while he apparently is like having, you know, is going through something, his mother is dying right next to him, but also he's in this place where he has this edge, and also there's all this information that's subtly thrown at you that's moving that's moving the story forward, and I think that's like good storytelling. And yeah, and like he's watching this game show the whole time while his mom's being picked up by the paramedics, and it's interesting because it makes you think like, who is this person that he's in this situation, like that he's watching like Wheel of Fortune while his mom's dying. Yeah.
So yeah, I love the way you describe that. There's a sequence I've been sort of thinking about a lot in the last few days. I mean, obviously, the ending montage of Donnie Darko, I think, might have perfect place.
I'm not a bit. I saw Donnie Darko. I felt of Donnie Darko the same way I felt of Inception, where I saw it looked cool, and I was like, that was cool. And then I watched it again, and there's a lot of cool parts to Donnie Darko. But then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, that's empty. It felt fluff to me, and I'm like, oh, like, no, I'm looking at the Discord right now. It felt like fluffy to me because it was like there wasn't much there. I don't know. I was like, when I saw Inception in theaters, I was like, I think it was Trevor that it was like, oh, you gotta go see it, it's awesome. And then I saw it, and then he was like, it sucked, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it does suck. That second time I saw it, not as cool.
I think that you're right about the movie in general, Donnie Darko. It's a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing, as Faulkner might have said.
Yeah.
But what I think that the ending montage and the sort of effect where you see all of the characters wake up from dreaming where like the world came to an end a month later, and they all kind of know what happened, and you see that realization go across each of their faces to that song. I mean, I don't think that the payoff is good on rewatches as it should be if it were of higher quality, but I think that it is a pretty good sequence for what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like it has like this stuff that like I think made it like popular, and I think it's very popular for like a specific time and a place for people who saw it in time and a place. But I think there wasn't enough substance there to make it like everyone be like, oh, this is actually a good movie. So a lot of people say it's like over. Someone in the chat just said, just gave a shout out to Nightcrawler, and
Nightcrawler's awesome.
I think that's a totally underrated movie. I think that's one of the best movies of the past 10 years. And I think it's so good. It's so weird and crazy. It's like one of the best.
No, it's tough.
It's one of the best like Taxi Driver type like anti-hero movies outside of Taxi Driver, where like you don't like the character that you're following.
I think that Trevor relies too much on it, like Bobby De Niro being kind of weird. Jake Gyllenhaal is a weirdo and a chip, but you know exactly what he's doing. Every single thing that he does. That's what's great about it.
Yeah. It's wild. I have some more callers that I have to get to. But thank you so much for calling in, Ralph.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the pleasure was wonderful.
All right, thanks, man. Okay. Let's go. I'll do Goldbug. Hello, Goldbug. You there? Goldbug.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go. I muted my stream. Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good. You were asking it for the last but I guess the collective soul. Just gonna throw that out there.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
I'm a collective soul or a Dalliker, I guess.
Oh, that's how you would identify. My brother was asking how people would identify, not me.
I mean, I don't really. I like you. I like all you guys, and I'm just glad to be able to get to know you here on stream and stuff. But I first got pulled in by the collective soul, so I guess I owe it to that, I guess.
So wait, are you a Soul Dark Souls fan?
I like Dark Souls. I guess honestly, the first thing pulling me was Buckerson and Myers.
Oh really? Oh, fun. Did you know us before Buckerson and Myers, or?
What's that?
Did you know us as a sketch group, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
okay.
I saw you guys posting that you're doing new stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But then you guys started doing Buckerson and Myers, and that was really
I just want to say something.
You guys who showed up in the last.
Oh really?
Saturday.
Oh cool. Which one?
Yeah. It was the big black and white poster with with a hyphen down in the corner, you know?
Yeah.
Eyeballing.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Tiny dragon.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a really fun one. I love that one. Yeah. This might
kind of dovetails into.
This might be a surprise to you, but like, oh wait, Timmy's here. Let's pull Timmy in.
Oh shit.
Wait,
how did I get so lucky?
Timmy, come in chat. Is he watching this right now? Timmy, if you're watching this, hop into oh wait, he's messaging me back. I can see him typing.
He's like, man, I'm good.
Alright, if you go to the Whitest Kid server and you see the private chat, you can just hop in. You can do that.
You've got the power.
You've got the power. He's typing. Well, he's writing a novel or something. Timmy's only Discord to DM hot chicks.
Staring at dots.
I want to do a stream where we do like a dating show with Timmy. And we hook Timmy up with the future Mrs. Williams, the future ex-Mrs. Williams. I
think everyone would be down for that except for Timmy.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. He's getting some offers. Hold on, let me ask him. Let me see, Timmy, would you be down to do a dating show on stream ever? Timmy hates. That's rude. Timmy's my mom. He says, ha ha ha, IDK. I don't know. Okay, how do I get into chat? If you go to official WKUK, then private chat on the left side of your screen.
I thought Timmy was the one that knew about all this Discord and Twitch stuff.
No, I'm the one who knows about all the Discord and Twitch stuff. God damn it, and I'm still shitty at it.
You guys are getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm figuring it out. Do you know what I did? I got one of those 3080s, and it's the one with the LCD screen on the side. The Aorus, the Gigabyte Aorus, and I put the screensaver from Hackers in it. I think it was Crash Override screensaver on it.
That's awesome.
So it looks super.
Crash and Burn, baby.
Yeah, Crash and Burn. Timmy, you there?
That's an underrated movie.
It sounds like.
Yeah. Let me get a chair.
Timmy, can I fly to over Watertown, South Dakota?
Yeah. Let's do it. Here, let me get something to drink. I was right in the. Let me. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll be right there.
You still got a couple people hanging out in the thing, so I'll ask my question.
Yeah.
I don't want to hog too much time here.
All right, that's like.
Well, so I guess I had my question from when we were giving life advice, and not so much about movies and random stuff like that. But,
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely life advice.
So it kind of up of the. No worries. So I kind of have bounced around a few different creative things, like drawing or trying to do film, sculpture, and a number of other stuff like that. And I feel like I work on something for a while and I get bored, and I can never like stick with something long enough. And I guess how do you just pull the trigger and say like, this is what I want to do, and just devote yourself to something? Like I feel like a lot of people out there, they go like, I'm going to be a film director, or I'm going to be a cartoonist, or I'm going to be, and they just go and they just.
Oh, you just cut out. Are you there?
Flip a switch or make the decision and say like, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Like, do you know someone who, you know what you call someone who finishes a painting? A painter.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you call someone who does a painting, who paints something, you also call them a painter, but like, it's like, you gotta, like, that's the thing with, like, the difference between, like, something that you can, like, make a career out of and is a hobby is, like, something that's, like, oh, wait, I'm gonna exit out of this. It's, like, something that's, like, a hobby is something that you just, like, do when you feel like doing it. And something that you treat like a job, something that you do when you don't want to do it, that's work. And like, you don't have to always enjoy it, but you have to have enough passion to it that you would see it through those times that you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I guess the question, like, I do a lot of hobbies, and I do them mainly, for my own enjoyment or my own whatever. Again, like doing fan art for you guys. I just finished a little animation. I'm trying to now I've meandered into animating, and so I did a little rotoscope of Trevor.
Oh, I love that. Wait, the vape one?
Oh, that was you, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. Dude,
I'm actually working on a Zach one right now too. It's taking a little while though.
Do a cool. If you do a cool Sam one, I'll make that my my little GIF on my 3080.
That'd be crazy. Oh well, and it's gonna happen now. That's done.
Oh, Sam, you're looking at my airport. I feel so violent.
I'm trying to get one of each of you guys done eventually.
Cool.
Well, mainly I'm just trying to practice this program, but.
So yeah, I mean, it's talk about what you're doing. That's one thing. This is actually, I keep on going back to the fucking marathon stuff, is like in the marathon book, what they tell you about is you talk about what you're doing, tell people like, hey, I'm running a marathon. And then another trick, oh, come on.
Nice juicy drop on, by the way. I saw your comment.
Another trick is you, all right, so this is Timmy's town.
Oh, hey, okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. So where are you right now? Oh, you're on the map.
Towards the airport.
You're still, there's the airport. Okay. So where you're looking at, there's the runway. So if you look just to the right of the airport is the skate park. There's a little skate park, which maybe you can't see at night.
I want to do it. I was trying to do it during.
Are you heading north right now?
I'm going to back out. We're going to try this one more time.
Okay.
I keep on trying to do it during day, but for some reason I keep on... maybe continue. I keep on doing it at night. What am I doing wrong? I thought I set it up to fly during the day. Here it. So, wait, here's what I was saying is, so it's this one, KATY. Flight conditions?
Yep.
Oh no, it's 5 a.m. That's the problem. It's way too early. We'll do 8 a.m.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we only have like 2 flights.
Set as arrival. Wait, change the time. You only have 2 flights?
Maybe there's more now. I don't know. There was a few years ago we didn't have air service.
So, wait, the one trick of like completing a marathon, and in this sense any task, is you talk about it and you don't say you're trying to do something, you say you're doing something, and then you feel obligated to see that through. You don't go like, oh, I only told that person I was thinking about writing a movie script. I told that person I was writing a movie script, and now I look like a fucking fool if I don't finish. And then the other thing is, and this is a fun one, is like, if you want to, like, here we go. See, I think.
Okay, cool. So you're facing north right now, probably?
Yeah, it looks like I'm facing. Wait, let me look. There should be a. Where's the compass? It looks like. Oh wait, here. Yeah, northwest.
Northwest. Okay, cool. So you're kind of heading out of Watertown right now, because so that lake right there is Lake Kempesca. That is one of the waters that makes Watertown Watertown.
Ooh, all right. Well, let's go buzz over your high school. Which way would I go there?
So you kind of turn around, all the way around.
Left or right?
Yeah, you can go. You can head. Well, you know what? Go to the right, actually.
Okay. So we can see.
And there's the other water of Watertown, though. There's Lake Pelican. So.
Okay. Ooh. What are these little lakes?
Where?
These little like streams that run through the town.
Well, there's the, let's see here. That's going to be the Big Sioux River, I believe.
What is this building here?
Oh, that's the hospital. Okay, cool. So, is that the hospital? Dude, I'm trying to figure out where the heck you are right now. So what is that building?
It looks like a hospital. It looks... Look at that.
That is the hospital. Okay. Yeah. That's the hospital. There's my parents' church.
Oh, on the right there?
Wait a minute. It was on the left.
Okay. What's this thing?
I don't know if that was the hospital. I almost feel like you're going too fast, but okay, so...
All right.
There's Jefferson School. Okay, keep turning to the right. We're actually almost to my house because I live by the high school. So, okay, yeah. So, that grove of trees is a cemetery.
Ooh.
Right down here is the Lutheran High School for the Lutherans.
That right one? Right below me right there?
Yep. Yeah, and so now you're over what is sometimes the soccer field and the dog park. Now, if you go straight ahead, you're going to be right over my house. So, just out the left. So if you keep going straight, just out the left. So there's a drainage little creek that goes down that street just to the left, right by your box. And my house is one of those right down there. Yeah, we probably just passed it. So what's this building you're coming up on?
This red building?
That's gotta be is that the library? Yeah, that's the library.
Okay.
That's the library, and then turn to the left.
People in chat want to remind you not to dox yourself.
Yeah, well, we're way.
Exactly where you live.
No, that's as close as we'll get. But and I don't even know if that was the right spot.
What is this? Is this like a?
Different.
What is this, like
There's
a warehouse?
The high school.
Oh, that's the high school. Okay.
There's the high school, and then.
Oh yeah, you can see like the soccer fields and stuff.
Yeah, I think that. Wait, there's the high school. That was a technical college. This is the high school. There's the track and field. That's
there's the
middle
tennis
school, now
courts.
the intermediate school. And then where your face is right now is like my house is kind of where your face is. So,
all right,
yeah.
So I'm going to assume this is your house?
And then there's a cemetery coming up again, so.
Well, just going to interject real quick. I'm going
to assume I just killed you. No,
Sam, I hate it. I hated that dude. Good job.
So wait, my advice. Oh, you hated the dude that lived there. My advice, my second piece of advice towards finishing something, and like again, this is the fucking trick. Like this is like the world. The people we hear about in the world are the people who finish things, and like they did that. No matter like Pauly Shore, like what a fucking asshole, but like he fucking finished things, you know. He did stand up. He and I'm no shitting on
He had a
Pauly
big-
Shore. I
he had
just
a big leg
was
up
like,
there.
like he had a leg up, but he like still he showed up to work every day
Yeah,
and he
that's true.
did things, and we know about him because he did things. And sure, we're gonna see a lot of those people who did things, and we'll be like, oh, that fucking person got some fucking advantage that I didn't get. But you know what? You can either sit around and you can be sad about it, or you can actually try and finish your own things. And
Yeah.
you can actually try and sit around and crash your own planes into friends'
I
apartments.
also suffer
Yeah.
from the never knowing when something is finished kind
Oh.
of problem, and so
Here's
the
what I-
deadline thing really hit home for that. Like the only reason I finished that poster was because I wanted to have it ready for Self-Suck Saturday.
Yeah,
So
give yourself deadlines.
that
Oh, and what I was
weren't
saying,
there, then who knows?
saying too about little tricks as far as like writing and stuff like that and like finishing things goes. Also, like, treat yourself. Like, if something is gonna help you do something, like, like, buy yourself presents that like are involved with doing that. If I want to run a marathon and I'm not feeling up for like going out for my training runs, I buy myself a pair of shorts. I buy
Do you buy
myself.
yourself the shorts before the run, or like as a reward for finishing the run?
No, yeah, it's like, oh, I've been like, not like, oh, I've got to go today, but it's like I've been having trouble like getting motivated. Well, I'm gonna order some shorts, or I'm gonna go out to the store and buy some shorts, and then I go home and I got these new shorts, and I'm like, hey, I want to like try out these shorts. So you like apply that to like, like if you're if you're hand drawing things, like buy yourself some new pens. And if you're doing it on the computer, like download a new program that seems interesting to you, or like treat yourself with a new like little something that helps you achieve your goal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that.
JMV Aviation Alpha Sierra.
All right, I did this
Well,
before.
I don't want to
on
hog up too much more time here. I want to let somebody else hop in. It was awesome talking to you guys. Awesome watching the streams.
Sam, where are you at right now?
I'm at LaGuardia. I'm gonna do the tour of the
Got
old.
some people in there
the
waiting
old
longer than
places.
me, so I'm on a piece. But it was great talking to you guys.
Ready?
Timmy, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
If you look in the chat, there's like a waiting room. In like
Discord?
in Discord, and you can click
Okay.
on those people, and you can right click, and it says there's a thing that says move to, and you can move them to private chat with us. And I've just been doing advice tonight, flying.
Is there a way to? You were cutting out, buddy. Is there a way to tell who's been waiting the longest?
No, just pick someone. Just
Okay.
I'm sorry,
That's all good. Here we go. Here is Succubus Sally.
Oh, Succubus Sally's been in there for a little bit.
Hey, Succubus. Are you there?
Succubus Sally.
Hello?
Succubus
Oh,
Sally.
she says hold on. She says
Lo-
hold on in the Twitch chat. She'll be here.
Long time listener. I love the phrase long time first time.
Is that a thing? A long time listener, first time
caller. Yeah, the first person I heard say that, Greg Johnson.
Can we unmute her, or is she muting herself?
I think she's being herself.
All right. She said hold on.
All right, yeah, we're
I was
holding.
trying to get my audio ready and then left by mistake. So we're here, buddy. So where are we looking at, Sam? Where are you at in
So
New York?
you can see that tall building
Right
right,
now.
in front of us, and that is Long Island City. That's that.
Oh,
what is it,
yeah, the
Citibank?
Citibank building.
I think you can see the
Okay.
Queensboro Bridge right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, not doing a 9/11. I'm touring, touring the old hood.
You goddamn millennials have a one-track mind.
Yeah, every time I do this, people are like, do a 9/11.
Oh, okay. I'm
gonna
probably
go.
just stoking the fire here, but I'm sure you can load in a map of pre-2001 New York.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think they went through the work of being like, well, let's get the World Trade Center in there. You know, the one that
Yeah,
someone
that's fucked
flew
up.
a plane into in this game where we have people flying planes into buildings all the time.
Right.
All right, wait.
Well,
So-
asking if the towers are there. No, this is modern day New York. The towers have been gone for almost 20 years now.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know
So this is an area where Sam and I used to hang out a little bit. Long Island City. There's a comedy club there that just closed, the Creek and the Cave.
Okay, wait. It's over
That
here.
would have been
That's-
right down here.
Yeah, you see the Pulaski in front of us? I think you're on a delay of me. But like, yeah, there's.
I'm watching Twitch, so I'm a few
yeah.
seconds
So I could
That's
almost
not
see
Pulaski,
that.
is it?
I think it is.
That was. Okay.
Yeah. So this is.
Well, this
It's
is
right here.
Greenpoint.
I'm gonna fly over your
Dude,
personal
yeah.
building was like right over here.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, I had sex in that building.
How many times? Like 4,
A
right?
bunch.
At least 4.
Dude, 2 different people. I was there for like 3 years. It was great. Not at the same time.
Oh, someone
Not
just
that cool.
someone just posted, and I know the story that they're posting. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and they posted about the Master of Disguise story, and about the Master of Disguise connection to 9/11, which is the turtle scene, the famed turtle scene from Master of Disguise was shot on 9/11, and so they heard about 9/11. And then we're like, all right, we got to get back to work.
What? Dude, that is insane.
I think
I
they
still
had,
think
like-
we have no succubus. Should we bring in somebody else? Oh, she says, yeah, I'm ready. I have push to talk and everything.
everything.
Okay.
All right, is she in?
Are you there, buddy?
Succubus, Sally. Look how different this looks, by the way. Look at these buildings, these tall buildings that were not there when we
Wow.
lived there.
Oh,
All right.
dude. New York
Slow
fucking
it down
city.
a little.
In New York. What was the thing that is me or Trevor? Somebody made up lyrics to it. If New York City fires you, New Jersey will hire you.
Tower JMV Aviation Alpha Sierra
That's
X-ray
good.
Golf
I
Sierra
don't remember who did
frequency
that. Yeah, it's good though. It's a little Rihanna parody.
Yeah, you guys are always doing. No, it's not. That's Alicia Keys.
Oh God.
New York approach JMV Aviation
Is that a
Alpha
sensible
Sierra
mix-up, or am I just an idiot? I mean, there's not really any way to truly confuse them. I think the singing style made me think it was Rihanna.
They've got different voices and are different people. All right, so we're.
I know they're different
We're right.
people.
We're right over. That was the BQ or
Is it
the
BQE?
what was that bar? Was no Union Pool. That was the bar
Oh,
that I
man.
just flew over.
Dude, what about BQE bar?
Yeah, that's why. That actually was right there too, right by
Yeah,
Union
dude.
Pool.
I fell in love with an older woman at the BQE bar. I danced with her. She kissed me on the cheek, and I never saw her again.
All right, so see this on the left. See this yellow building? That was my old apartment.
Wait. Oh yeah! Holy shit, man! Wait,
All right.
that was where Funhouse was?
No, where the Union Grand. Oh!
Sure.
Ah! I just missed it.
278?
I think I just missed your apartment. Right? That was the
Dude.
the building I missed, and then I hit like
Dude, I
your
think so.
neighbor.
That looked good, man. I
wasn't
I haven't
going for
seen
the
that
World
building,
Trade
you know.
Center.
I haven't seen that building in many years, but I have to imagine still that crashing a plane into it would improve the facade.
Yeah, probably.
It was a pretty fucked up place. Yo, did we ever get Succubus or what?
Yeah, wait. Let's talk to Succubus, and I think I gotta get out of here after this. This has been a really fun.
I actually do too, but I have her. Oh, now she's back in the waiting room. So did I do that wrong? Okay. Here we go.
I'm gonna take
Here
a
we go.
guess.
Are you there?
Oh, probably.
What?
Alright,
Okay,
hold
Dude,
on.
I didn't.
Let me do it.
She's in there, private voice now.
Oh yeah. Succubus, you're muted right now. Is that Dave Foley? Here we go. Do you have your push to talk on?
Dave Foley.
Is that your? Is your icon Dave Foley or no?
Dave Foley? Is that your name? Or no?
Oh wait, we're getting
Dave Foley?
Is that me saying Dave Foley?
Or no?
Oh. Hello?
This is getting crazy, Succubus Sally.
This section of the chat, voice chat, brought to you by David Lynch.
I heard my own voice, did not think it was me.
Did you think it was Dave Foley?
No, I thought it was Succubus Sally. I thought going, Dave Foley? And I was like, oh,
Dave
that's
Foley.
what I sound like?
Still not getting her. Damn.
Damn.
We're bringing somebody else? Still not getting her. Damn. We're bringing somebody else? Whoa. I don't like the sound of my old voice. I sound like shit.
Succubus, you gotta figure it out.
Well, is she talking in the
All right,
chat?
Succubus, I wish we could chat with you.
No, I'm still here. Someone says, damn it, I missed Timmy. I'm still here.
No, Timmy's still... Can you guys not hear Timmy?
I'm here. Can they hear me?
Succubus, we're so sorry. Oh, well, I have no idea why it's doing that. I'm so sorry.
Put her back in the waiting room. Let's bring in one other person and just see what happens. How about this guy? I'll do this one.
Okay.
Great. Here is Steve High Fives. Steve, are you there, Steve?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Steve High Fives? How you doing?
Great, man. I was just having a pretty fantastic conversation with the waiting room.
Oh, yeah?
You guys can talk in there?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know anything about any of this shit, and I walk a good walk sometimes, but I don't really know how any of it works. So.
Well,
cool.
Hooded really wants to get in here and talk, but no, I just wanted to say.
Oh, who
thank
really?
You guys, you guys are kicking ass. Hooded something.
Hood be down.
Hooded be down or Hood be down.
Okay.
Do you have a quick question for us? I'll stay on for that one extra. I think that's good of you to plug someone else.
Well, yeah. No, I was literally the conversation. Every time that I come in this room, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm totally gonna bring up something cool or ask a cool question. I got nothing. Yeah. So you're welcome. Yeah.
I'm going to tell a quick story based on that, and then we'll move on to Hooded, who really wants to get in here and talk to us. But
real quick, I just want to say I do appreciate you guys for doing everything that you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
No need, guys. Any
appreciate you too.
Anyone who is like, I've got to tell them that they're doing a good job. Like, thank you so much, and we're just hanging out. No need to tell us that. That's get out of here. So
I appreciate you having such low standards.
Yes, yeah, that's really it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna move you guys over here because I'm just gonna. I went to a screening of Jackie Brown in LA that a friend of mine brought me to, and I'd never seen Jackie Brown before, and to my surprise, Quentin Tarantino, Pam Grier, and Robert Forster were all there. And they did a Q&A afterwards. Wow. And there wasn't that many people in the audience. They did a Q&A afterwards. And at the Q&A, I was like, I should ask a question. This is my chance to ask Quentin Tarantino a question. But I didn't have a question. I didn't want to get up without a question. And I was sitting there, and finally I thought of a great question. I was really fascinated to hear the answer of question. So I get up and I get in this line, and there's not that many people in this line. And it gets up to the guy before me, and the guy goes, I just want to say, I'm a filmmaker. My name is this, and I just wanted you to introduce myself to you and let you know that this is who I am. And it was really, it's really gross. And then they're like, do you have a question? And he's like, yeah. How'd you come up with the great characters that you did in Jackie Brown? And Tarantino was like, well, I've been talking about how this is based on an Elmore Leonard novel called Rum Punch, but and so it was like, and then they were like, all right, that's the last question, and I never got to ask my question.
Like I screwed it up for everybody.
And I know that would just be hilarious to me if like that's where you ended this like stream and then Hood me down and be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
just so pissed. But no, actually, funny. I have a similar story. I was actually in Seattle in 2006 when they filmed Tenacious D's special for when they were doing Pick a Destiny. And I was in this long line, and I was waiting to get in, obviously. But they had this whole camera crew just like showing all the people coming in, and I was like, well, I have to make it on this DVD somehow. Like, what the hell am I going to say? So this is the only thing I could think of. Like, so like we're passing the camera, and I run right up to it, and I say, "Fuck Chef Boyardee, Tenacious D," and then sure enough, like a year later, they have like in the beginning, they're showing all these people, and then my dumb ass run up, and they cut out the Chef Boyardee part, but they just have me in the screen saying, "Yeah, Tenacious D," and I was just like, oh my god,
something got left on the editing floor there.
But yeah, it was fantastic.
So my question, people were wondering, was, hey, Mike Lapizzi's in here. That's funny. What's up, Lapizzi?
Hey, Mike.
So my question was, I basically was like, Samuel Jackson plays an amazing character. It's like my favorite Samuel Jackson performance in that movie. Odell, right? Yeah. And my question was how much of the style of Samuel Jackson, and he has like this amazing style. He has like a braided goatee, and how much of the style was based on the way that Elmore Leonard described the character? How much of the style was your input, and how much was Samuel Jackson? Which I think I would love to hear him talk about that.
Yeah, that would be a great question.
No, that's a good question.
Because he wore a lot of Kangol hats in that, and
you gotta
loves Kangol hats.
You got to think he had some input there, right?
I think he probably did. Yeah.
The Samuel Jackson style in that movie is a character. Like, it has such a large presence, and that. If you guys want to know what Quentin Tarantino's best movie is, it's that one. No question.
It's hard not to agree with that. I mean, I like all his stuff, but yes. Also, as you said, it's based on an Elmore Leonard novel called Rum Punch, and I'm one who can normally separate books and movies, but I had seen the movie several times before I read the book. In the book, she's a white lady.
Oh.
That like said that at the starting, and I just couldn't fucking I couldn't figure that out as I was reading. Like, I kept going between picturing her as that and picturing her as Pam Grier, because Pam Grier owns the shit out of that movie. You know, she's like she nails the character, and the rest of the movie is the rest of the book is pretty much the same as the movies. I'm just like, it's just weird, you know. And I think they made the right choice in making it Jackie Brown or making it Pam Grier.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
But,
you know what I think is so.
I thought it was better than the book. So.
Prefix, suffix, 666. Good night. I think what I love about that movie is like that movie starts out and it's got this really cool sequence of Pam Grier going through the airport, and it's like this opening, and then I think the first scene is she doesn't get arrested. There's like you see her for
questioned at customs.
You see her for a second in the beginning in this opening, and then it's like 15 minutes without her, and then you come back. She gets arrested. In that 15 minutes, it's all Samuel Jackson, and you learning that this guy's a fucking killer. This guy's a dangerous guy. I should be afraid of this guy and not trust this guy as an audience. And then you see her and she meets Robert Forster, and they do that sequence where she's in her apartment and it's like he's in the. It feels like you're watching a nature documentary where like a killer, an animal, like is closing in on its prey, and he's like turning the lights out, and then they do that split screen where Robert Forster goes to check his glove compartment for his gun, and you realize that she's got the gun pointed at Samuel Jackson, and there's this 180 of power dynamic in that scene that just tells you Jackie Brown's a badass, and this movie is about Jackie Brown being a badass and being in control. And such a fun ride, and one of the coolest love stories, like the romance between Robert Forster and Jackie Brown. It's one of the best.
And that was one of the first movies that like made me realize like how amazing Robert Forster is. And I mean, I just loved how different like of a character Robert De Niro played, because he was just so laid back and,
it's the
quiet,
most subdued Robert De Niro. The only thing closer to that performance that he's ever done is seeing Robert De Niro actually on a talk show. It's like he's just like,
because for the most part he's just a dude hanging out. He's just hanging, and then shit gets dark. I mean, it's amazing.
Someone in the chat just said they hadn't seen it before, but I sold them on it, so let's try not to give away too much about it. But
someone else just said it was the only Tarantino they hadn't seen. So and someone else asked us if we'd like to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I do.
I think it's
definitely need to watch the Jackie Brown. It's amazing.
Jackie Brown's really good.
I'm not a big fan of modern Tarantino. I think that was kind of a return. What's funny enough is I know Zach and Trevor were going off on Hateful Eight. I really enjoyed Hateful Eight. I saw it in theaters with the intermission, and I thought it was like this really fun experience. I never like went back and watched it again. And I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in theaters, and I thought it has some big flaws. It's fun. It's got some weirdness to it,
I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I would say, I feel like it is. Like, it definitely would. It definitely has its flaws, but that's the same, in my opinion, with Hateful Eight. Like, I watched it, but I never went back to it. But I also heard about this, 4-hour, or it's like an episodic cut of it that they have in Netflix.
Of Hateful Eight?
Of Hateful Eight. Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't. I've heard is it good? I've heard it's maybe better, but
I don't know. I mean, I would only assume, in my brain, it's like, well, if we get the director's cut or more of an elaborate, take on it, then it's, probably better, because you get more of the story to get it out of it. But that can't always be the case. So, but I'm interested to check it out. But yeah, I've never really went back to either of those films. I enjoyed them, but I didn't think that they were like, oh man, I gotta see that again.
Yeah. It's the difference between a good movie and a great movie. What really threw me off with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the narration. I thought was really unnecessary, and the whole Italy sequence I thought really threw off the whole narrative structure, and kind of I was like,
How did you feel about the narration that Glorious Bastards, the 2 seconds that we got?
Inglorious, that's I'm really not a fan of Inglourious Bastards and Django. I just think they're felt like so much style, so little substance.
Yeah, I mean the beginning, the opening scene for me, was definitely I love that. It's fantastic. But as far as the rest of it goes, I'm in that same boat.
And I think there was also a thing with Inglourious Bastards where it was I was expecting a throwback to the Dirty Dozen or something like that, and it's it was ended up being this weird kind of Pulp Fiction World War II movie where it felt like one of the cool things of Pulp Fiction is narratively there was some interesting thing, there was this relatable element, but it was in this cool Quentin Tarantino world, but the way you piece it together was interesting. but like it felt like with Inglourious Bastards, it felt like it was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out with that, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna have some cool scenes, but we'll also have this story about killing Hitler. That's like the main thing is like killing Hitler. So it's like if you tried to do Pulp Fiction and have like one strong story to it, which like there isn't. It really is a bunch of different stories in a world, and a bunch of like the scenes, you know, like I don't know. I just think there's something, and it's so solid throughout. It's so 100% like, I'd say there's one subpar scene. There's one scene that's like a B- in the movie for me, and then but the rest of it's great, and it involves a character that Quentin Tarantino didn't write originally, and that's the cab scene. And I just think it's not even it's a bad scene. It's just a subpar scene.
Yeah.
We should talk to this.
I feel like in Inglourious Bastards too. Like I feel like the difference between Inglourious Bastards and like Pulp Fiction. Like Pulp Fiction, it was like how these people in their lives, how they kind of like intertwined, and it was very interesting and whatnot. But like Inglourious Bastards was kind of doing that with like each one of the characters, but. And it just made you feel like, is this really even a team? Like, are they like really working together?
No,
and there was just no like unity in that, and I feel like that always threw me off.
The killing Hitler in multiple ways thing ticks me off, because I'm like I love like watching movies that like deal with tension and stuff like that, and like if you're like gonna have multiple people achieve the goal, you're not playing with the tension. You're just like, yeah, it happens. If one of those guys screwed up, the other one would have, you know, if he didn't get shot, he would have gotten burned.
Right. Well, wasn't that the same kind of conversation you guys were having the other night about, oh my God, the Murder on an Orient Express or something?
Oh, well, that was...
Where it's kind of like everybody's the killer, you know, but it's still like really, I thought it was like a really good movie and like, you know, book and whatnot, but I mean, it's just like, it's kind of like, oh, everybody is, and it's kind of like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's like a whodunit. Like that's like the twist is like, I feel like a lot of mystery writers do this thing where you're playing a game, you're trying to like solve a puzzle with them, you're playing checkers with the author, and then the author goes like, you weren't playing checkers, you were playing chess this whole time, where they change the rules of the game for interesting story, and that's just kind of like a device. But wait, we gotta get.
But one could say that he was trying to do that, you know. Inglourious Bastards, like, everyone's trying to kill him, you know.
But it wasn't a whodunit. It was just a hey, we've got a mission. All right, we got to get to this last guy. What was his name again?
Hood me down. Should I bring him in?
Yeah, good talking to you.
Steve, high five.
Steve, high five.
Yeah, just Steve. It's all good.
Thanks talking, Steve. Thanks for coming into the cockpit.
Man. Adios.
All right, let's get this last one.
Here's Hood me down.
Thanks for joining me, Timmy.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad I did. I had a very strange night, and stupid basketball game I was working went way too long, and then I was tired. But here I am. Here we go. Here is Hood me down.
Hood me down. We were staying late. We're staying late for you.
Oh no.
Of course.
Oh, scared the shit out of me.
Oh, hey. Boo.
No, it's Hood me down. So my last name's Hood. I'm always down. So everyone's always said Hood's gonna be down.
I like that. I'm into it. I like the background on the handles.
Hood be down. Mr. Hood.
Yes. No. First off, shout out to Ron Gina. Thank you for everything. He's been kicking a lot of ass. Second shout out to Timmy. Timmy, so you had a really great quote. So I'm raising a daughter. She's like 10 months old, and we're trying to like figure out everything. And you said a really great thing of like, yeah, you're feeling pain, but it's okay to feel the pain, but we're not gonna just push away that emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my first cooking show where I randomly gave out parenting advice.
Well, hey, to be honest, fuck, I don't know anybody better, but
no, I'm glad you like that, because I really like, I learned that at a free seminar years and years ago where, and Sam, I don't know if you were there when I was talking about it, but the simple idea is, it's so often when a kid is hurt, the parent says, "You're okay, you're okay." And that's kind of emotionally dishonest because basically the kid doesn't feel okay. So basically you're telling them that their feelings aren't true. So what we learned is saying, you're going to be okay. You're saying like, oh, does that hurt right now? Yeah, it does. Well, do you think it'll be all right soon? And they'll, yeah, okay, cool.
No, you're absolutely right. And I noticed that with my daughter. And after, this is weird because you're kind of like a therapist because you keep talking about your personal life.
No, we're not. We're not therapists. We have to say that we are not licensed therapists.
I am a licensed insurance agent, but I can't give insurance advice or therapy advice legally unless you are. I'm not even going to get into it. I can technically give you car insurance advice if you live in South Dakota.
Oh Jesus!
That's
no,
it.
I'm out. I got my Series 7 and 63. I want nothing to do with South Dakota.
What's the Series 7? I forget.
Series 7 stock market.
Oh, so you're like a broker?
No. I got it back in the day. Oh. We don't
okay.
need to
I don't know how stuff works. Anyways,
yes, you do.
So,
you got your 63, don't you?
I don't know what that means.
You get your insurance broker. You're able to broker insurance.
No, I'm not a broker. No, I'm an agent. It's different.
Okay.
It's a different thing. There's like different levels. It's so boring. I'm falling asleep. But no, it's no. The world of insurance. There's interesting things about it, and there's a lot of not interesting things about it. So, I'm trying to insure a clown car company right now. That's interesting. So.
What?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's a guy who has a clown car that they do in the parades here in the suburbs, and they need some new insurance, and so I'm trying to figure out like who to. So in that case, I sent it to a broker, the one that Hood is talking about, and they get to figure out like, okay, how the fuck do I do this? And so they often every once in a while will have to work with the company Lloyd's of London. Everybody knows that insurance company because they're the people that insure like J-Lo's ass and Mick Jagger's lips and all that kind of stuff.
Oh shit! They're gonna have to pay $500,000 and then they get their little con.
Well, no, I don't think the clown. I don't think the South Dakota clown car rate is as high as Mick Jagger's lips. But
but wait, do you think the cars themselves are going to be insured, or are you insuring them in case of liable?
No, it's actually more of a concern of them hurting people during the parade when they're getting out of the cars and stuff. So it's like I don't.
That's what I figured.
There's no way to. Yeah, it's a liability thing. So there's no way to actually insure the vehicles because it's like they don't even know the parts of the cars. It's just like fucking hoopty. It's a junk.
Yeah.
So. Yes, it is an actual clown car. Someone's asking. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No. So it'll be a liability to the people. So what'll happen is it'll be under that vehicle. If like 7 to 9 people are allowed, this is how much coverage they're going to give.
Right, but then also if the people are standing outside the car and hurt somebody while they're performing, that's in it too. So it's a whole thing. But so so sometimes it's interesting, but most of the time it's not. But I'm legally not supposed to give insurance advice unless it's to one of my customers, I think, or something like that. Or they have to be in my state. But also, this all comes from the idea that Sam and I are not legal. We're not therapists.
Right. I never once asked for your advice. I was trying to give you a compliment.
Well, you're right, but thank you. But you said that I'm like a therapist. We're like, no, please don't.
Do you have a question for us?
No, dude, no, I'm kidding. No. We're not trying to admonish you. I'm just saying, oh my God, we're idiots. It's kind of my main.
Mr. Hood,
response.
do you have?
Timmy, you're smart.
Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I do have an actual legitimate question when it comes to like comedy. So.
Yes.
When it comes to polishing, because you guys have been you guys have done some of the darkest, some of the funniest, some of the lightest. You guys have always done some really great
the lightest.
Thank you.
That's really funny.
I get what he's saying.
The sketch where you guys beat each other up based on your grammatical correctness. That is easily you can put that in any high school English teacher's room and they're going to be like, yeah, this is funny, guys. They're making fun of each other and they're beating each other up based on grammatical errors.
Yeah. I do like that you said grammatical. It's a fun. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that's a funny word to mess up.
You do not have you do not have to apologize.
You don't have to apologize. Yeah.
We're having a bunch of fun. But I agree with you.
No, I have two questions. Sam, did you buy all of the expansions for that flight simulator?
No, I did not.
Oh, that sucks. Second question.
Should
when it comes to polishing a bit, at what point? So I was literally, this happened. I was thinking about this because I always sit around at a bar and I'm always thinking, I'm just trying to talk shit with my friends. When you try to you get a topic, you get an idea. How do you polish that to the point where you think it's going to be funny enough to be in a sketch or into something to pursue versus like, all right, this was funny right now while we're sitting around at a bar and we're never going to pursue that.
It's actually funny. I'm going to like jump to this because this is like my sketch teaching brain here where I've like told certain stories like dozens and dozens of times, and this is actually kind of based on a story that Timmy and I have both separately told in stand-up, which is we did an interview with High Times. You remember that? Of course you remember that. The setting of this is really funny because it was like I think Timmy and I both gotten the address of the place was 419 Park Ave, which was really funny.
Yes.
Because we imagine them like just like looking out the window and being like, "Oh, we almost had it."
Yeah.
And me and Timmy, we got in an elevator and there was like a guy with a tie on and a guy with a fucking like NASA trucker hat on, and the elevator was pressed for the floor we were going to and for another floor, and we were like, I think we can guess which guy's going to our floor. And then we went up and they had us hang, like it was kind of weird because you're expecting like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of weed, but then you walk in and it's an office with cubicles and you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah. You go through their lawyer's office to get to like their office.
And so we're in the waiting room, just like the kitchen, like coffee room in the High Times, and it was funny because like were we at IFC or Fuse at the time? Do you remember, Timmy?
That was Fuse.
It was Fuse. So like they would have like press people that they would send us, like sometimes we would have these days where we had multiple magazines to go to, and on those days they would have us like a press person accompany us. And then usually on the days where we just had one thing, they would be like, oh, well, they can find their way to this one place themselves and be fine. Well, this day, we were only going to the one place, and they still had the press person there with us. And so it was kind of like this thing of like, oh, they don't trust us. And then we're sitting there, and the woman who's doing the article came over and was like kind of explained like, all right, we're going to go over in this office, we're going to record it for the internet, and we're going to like ask you a few questions. It should take 15 minutes, it'll be good. And then it was kind of like this feeling of like, oh, it's just a magazine about weed and this is just an interview. Okay, all right, I don't know what I was expecting, I'm stupid, whatever. And then she goes, do you guys want to get high now or high later? And so we're like, oh, it is like how we thought a little bit. And then everyone was kind of like, I felt like no one wanted to step forward and be the irresponsible one. And so everyone was like, I don't know, Sam, what do you want to do? Me being the big pots.
We did that to you?
Yeah. But I also was like, I don't know, what do you guys want to do? And then I remember the press lady from Fuse was like, well, if it was me, I wouldn't get high at all.
Yeah.
And we were
And
like,
that's when we were like, okay, fuck it.
We'll get high now. Yes, we will get high immediately. And we went into a back stairwell at high times, and we smoked pot at like 11 in the morning.
Yeah, dude, it was during the day. Now Trevor didn't. Trevor didn't get high.
And this is important because like then we're like smoking pot, and then they're like, all right, well, let's go into this office. And it's also like one of those things where I slowly realize like, oh, when I'm high, I usually don't like going to offices in Midtown. That's weird. and another weird thing to do is to get interviewed. And
yeah, dude.
I made a choice where I was like, I am not going to answer questions. I don't know if ever told you this, Timmy. Maybe you heard me do it, but like I was like, I'm not going to like respond. That's my strategy of getting through this without making a fool of myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to listen to what they're saying. And I went in there and I tried to like zone out. And I remember there was this moment, and they started off the interview and they're like, so you guys totally get high when you write, right? And we were like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Because like whenever we wrote, we have to be like responsible. We have to like be there for each other. And if we're getting high, we're not there. We're not giving our 100%. We didn't write when we were high. And then I remember just sitting down and like literally just like trying to zone out. And I remember at some point being like, what's everyone else doing? And I remember looking at Darren and he was just not talking. And I was like, okay, he's right there with me. And I remember looking to Timmy, and you were just going, yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, he's just saying yeah. He's just going, yeah. All right, that's a good strategy, Timmy. And then I remember listening to Zach, and I remember Zach was repeating everything Trevor was saying, but rewording.
Yes. Yeah. So here's so basically what was happening is like, the way I would tell, because like Sam said, we both have told the story stand-up. At one time, Sam, you and I told it together.
Oh, yeah.
At UCB once, I want to say. Anyways, so Trevor was sober, so he was just answering the questions, and then Zach would just repeat it. So they'd be like, hey, when did you guys meet? And Trevor would say, well, we met in college. And then Zach would say, yes, in college we met.
Yeah. For like every question.
And I would just go, yeah. And then Sam and Darren were just kind of chilling. That was how like every question went.
And maybe this isn't. This is the point I'm trying to make, though. And maybe this isn't like what happened exactly, but this is how I remember it was. I remember them asking the question or trying to get us to say that we got high when we wrote like 3-4 times. Like them kind of like hitting back to that a bunch because like they wanted to write that story,
right?
And I had this
super obsessed with us being like, oh yeah, we get high and write, but it's just not what we do.
It's just not. And I had this moment where like that's all I heard, and I couldn't like mute that, and I finally spoke up, and I was like, people have good ideas all the time, and it's just. Like people have good ideas when they get high. People have good ideas when they're drinking all day long. People are walking around with good ideas, but it's about taking those ideas and doing something with it that matters, that makes it something.
Holy shit, it took you that long to just say when you have a good idea and doing something.
Hold on, no. You can't fucking tell me that wasn't a great story.
But wait.
Straightforward.
Wait, here's the thing. Is like I said that. Like I said, yeah, like we get ideas when we get high, and I had a moment where like I looked around the room and people were like, now I know that they were like inputting what I said, but immediately I had the worst like feeling of regret and was just like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm high. But yeah, ultimately my point being, and this is just this crazy setup for this story, is that like is when you hang out with your friends, and like we've done this, we've had like moments where we like said things, we've joked around about it, and then like you try and keep those things alive. If you really want to do something, write those ideas down, and then when you go to write, look at that idea and decide if it's something you want to make into something. You know, it's not like in that moment of you know, drinking that you have to go like, oh, this is something. It's like when you sit down to do something, that do yourself the favor and try and like collect those ideas you have throughout the day to like, you know.
Yeah, I've woken up the day after a party. Yeah, he is, dude. He does this. He teaches class.
Yeah, no, he's a teacher because he literally played out that whole scenario, and then at the end of it goes, "Okay, now
he tied it up.
Now you gotta do the real work. Here's your homework."
Yeah, that was my.
I've woken up the night after a party,
class.
hungover and still high or whatever, and reached into my pocket and found a napkin with random ideas written on it, and been like, "Whoa, 13 of these 14 ideas are shit, but this is pretty good."
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like, the worst thing in the world to a writer is a blank page. Like, that's like daunting. That's the fact that you can do anything, and especially with like sketch comedy. Sketch comedy is anything, and you got to do yourself the favor and try and, you know, like, just figure out your way of collecting ideas. And whenever you have that moment where you're looking at a blank page, have something to go through, something just to like spark something. And it doesn't have to be.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Sam, I'm gonna interrupt you because you're gonna cut me off soon, and you're gonna throw me out of here and whatever. I just want to make a point. What can I do to buy Timmy a goddamn rice cooker? Because I'll pay it. I'll pay $50 right now. You can. I don't know how to do it.
He's got an Instant Pot.
Hold on.
He cooks
Save
his
your
rice
money,
in
save your
his
money,
Instant Pot.
and buy yourself a book on asking questions before you make assumptions.
Fair enough.
No, so that night, the reason I did, and I'm just being a dick. I don't really mean that.
Hold on. No, you be a dick all you want.
No, hold on. I don't need a rice cooker.
I got a question about stand-up comedy later, so we'll go back to Timmy. You don't have a. I'm gonna buy you a rice cooker.
He's got an Instant Pot, though.
Can I answer your question-ish thing? I don't need one. I have an Instant Pot. The only reason I didn't use it for rice was because I was cooking pork in it. And if you try and cook pork and rice in it at the same time.
Dude, you buy a little rice cooker. There's $20 a ball. I'm gonna buy you one. You can just put it, you put rice in it, you cook it, it's rice.
I'm with Timmy.
I'm just gonna assume that my mic isn't working and say, I'm gonna send you $1 million of free candy and a pony and just see.
Well, no, because here's the thing. I'm looking at the YouTube donate Whitest Kids stream Whitest Kids. I will donate $20. I'll donate $50 right now.
I don't want, dude. You can donate to us for sure, but I'm not gonna buy a rice cooker. I'm good. You know?
Here's the thing:
I got it.
There's also the cabin.
No, I can use the Instant Pot.
All right. I've got. All right. Get a rice cooker. There's a little Asian guy on YouTube who says, "Get a rice cooker."
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm doing all right. Someone is asking if you are a rice cooker salesman.
Dude, they're $10. No, I'm not a rice. I'm not gonna make money on selling $10.
Yeah, but
Here's
how much is the cabinet
what
space?
is up with the rice cooker hate? I don't hate rice cookers. I don't want people to buy me stuff randomly. It's okay, and I have a thing to cook rice. So it's okay, man. I'd say, you have a baby kid. You shouldn't be offering strangers money at all. You should be saving that shit for like kid stuff.
Yeah, you're taking rice cookers out of your kids' mouths.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I'm just saying, they drink a lot of juice, and juice is not cheap.
Dad, can I have a rice cooker? No, you can't. I spent that rice cooker money on Timmy.
But okay, no, my original question was about polishing a joke. So picking one joke, and so the thing we came up with today was when the pendulum swings and the women take over the world and it's all women stuff, was a girl getting beat up by her husband, and it was like, well, what's going on? And all husbands are like huddled around and all of that, and just the joke was God damn it, this is gonna go bad on stream. All right, well, you kick me out.
Too late, man.
So as the pendulum swings, right? So like women are running the companies, women are running everything, and like some girl walks into an office and she's all, and it's like, what happened last week? You let your husband go off to the bars with you? Why would you do that? They're just mongrels. They need to be stayed at home, take care of the children. Why would you even let them? But she's all like beat up in the eye.
I think I missed it. I think I missed it. I think.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke you pitched or a sketch you're pitching? Is that what's happening?
No, it's not a pitch. It was just literally something we were talking about at the party.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so that's one of those things where if you and your friends that were talking about it think there's potential, then maybe meet up at a time. Not at a bar and write down and see what you come up with,
Yeah, or
so
if
when you try to make that a
you
stand-up thing, like how do you polish that to a stand-up thing?
Where do you live?
Me?
Yeah.
Sam's gonna crash his virtual plane into your house.
Yeah, but
go for it, Boise, Idaho. I'm the Labia Minora Pink House.
Boise, Idaho. So do you live near anywhere that does any like open mic nights or anything?
Yeah, well, they used to, but not anymore.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they used to. Well, when they start doing that stuff, start going up. That's what an open mic night is for. It's for you to go up and say half ideas and figure out if a crowd will laugh at them, and if they don't laugh at it, be like, how do I communicate this?
I don't think. The polish doesn't happen automatically. So when it comes to sketches, we put it together in a way that, our kind of general rule was all five of us need to be laughing at it. So we put it in a sketch, and if we like it, then we go perform it, and that's when you polish it. You have to. It's the same way with stand-up is you have to do it over and over and over to polish it, and that's why Sam's suggesting if you have an idea you think is funny, get it in a form that you think is at least usable. Get it out in front of people. After the pandemic, probably best, and you just test it in fire over and over, and that's how you give it the polish. You're like a blacksmith. You're not polishing a stone. You're tempering steel into a blade, and so you have to keep going and going and going in the fire. Also, one piece of advice though: don't ever be the fucking open micer that goes to an open mic with woman beating material to start off, because the people that go, and this is serious though, sort of, but also I'm being silly, but you go to an open mic.
No, you're not. You're being serious.
You don't know me.
You did it. I know you did it.
I'm always both.
All right. Real serious, guys. We're not gonna do it, but just really
all right. Anyways, I'm always both serious and silly. But anyways, what I mean is, I've been to hundreds of open mics, and so has Sam. And there's nothing worse. I think Sam will agree here. There's nothing worse than being at an open mic and seeing a new person get up and just try and be fucking edgy. It's so boring, and it's so awful, and the jokes aren't good. You're just alienating people. So don't do any rape shit. Don't do woman beating stuff. Here's my advice to you. Just write down maybe 10 funny things about yourself or something, and just go riff them off at an open mic, and then see what happens.
And I mean, there's so many edgelords at open mic nights. They can get fucking toxic. It's it's exhausting.
Well, apparently I'm one of them. Fuck, I apologize. My whole joke was once the pendulum swings in 2030, when the women run the world. All right, my bad.
No. Hey, no, dude, we said you didn't have to apologize. I'm saying if you're going to be doing material like that, kind of guess where I was going with that was if you want to do material like that. Hold on. You have to kind of get in the swing of your own comedy energy first, because if you're gonna tackle something like that, and I get the joke that you're going for, and I think there could be potential there, but when you're talking about domestic abuse, you gotta fucking really make sure you have a good handle on it, because well, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
I've got a good point about this, and this is something I would talk about in my sketch class, where I would say never write anything with the assumption that the audience likes you. Never just assume that they're looking forward to seeing you, because honestly, too many comedians stand up or sketch, go into situations and go like, oh, like I'm gonna, like they're gonna know, they're gonna get that this is the joke, and and it's like, no, you have to communicate to the audience what the joke is. In fact, like when I would teach sketch class, my like number one thing, the thing I would always say is like, your first job as a sketch comedian is to let the audience know what you find funny about what you wrote. And and you just gotta like let the audience, you gotta make sure the audience go into the situation where you're not just assuming the audience thinks you're a good guy or a girl, a good person, and you have to win them over, and that's always like.
Do not assume that they have the exact same, pre-story or predisposition of what you do.
Yeah. But also they don't know your predisposition, right? So you may be an excellent dude, but if you get up there and start bringing up the domestic abuse stuff, people might immediately be like, "Oh, who the fuck is this guy?" You know what I mean? Right. So it's good to like, especially because I do some offensive shit in my stand-up, but I don't start with it. It's like, let me work these motherfuckers over. And now I'm in the Midwest, so when I say I'm doing offensive stuff, I'm doing stuff that's offensive to them, right? So I kind of like make fun of myself for like 10, 20 minutes, and then I do 20 minutes about church and guns. Nothing that puts any of that in a good light.
You do that.
Know what I mean? And that's what I
not put a gun in.
You do that whole bit where you're like, I think women should vote, and people are like,
I'll tell you what, man. I did a joke at a bar here.
Because I was like trying to figure out a way. I was going to do a stand-up, 9 months ago before everything got shut down.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So no. All right. So then.
Oh no. So it's I think it's a thing there where if you want to do something like that where it takes like this kind of awful thing and flips it, you got to give it some thought. But I would say first, if you want to do comedy, is get up there. Oh, whatever, man. It sounds like you have thought about it. You're asking us about it.
We were just laughing. We're at the bar.
No, it's cool, but and that's sometimes good ideas do start that way. But if you really feel it like it has potential, give it some more time. But at the meantime, I would say start tempering that comedic presence first. With simpler material, just kind of to get yourself up on stage. You know what I mean?
Figure out who you are in relation to the audience.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
And that's why it's like...
For me, I'm a little brother having a seizure is kind of my personality on stage. And all the time.
I think that's why a lot of times...
Hold on. Hey, Timmy, stop with the self-deprecating shit. You've actually, said some really awesome shit. So stop self-deprecating humor.
Well, no, I mean, what's funny is...
Self-deprecating built my house.
What's funny is that I think what Timmy was kind of hitting on is also why you see a lot of comedians in that period where they're finding their voice. A lot of times will come out and the first two jokes that they'll say is about their appearance or about I'm kind of if Mario had a baby with Weird Al, and then get some laughs on that riff. And
you suggesting that's something I should say?
No.
You kind of fucking nailed me a little bit.
Yeah, it's my looks, your personality.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you look like that too. You're right.
I was kind of riffing on a Trevor joke from Saturday, I mean, I think that's the reason why people kind of start out like that, and then also like you want. With your comedy, you want the audience to all be on the same ride. You want them all to experience the thing together, because if they laugh at your joke together, they're gonna feel connected, and they're gonna be like, oh wow, what a good writer. We all laughed at that same moment, and they're gonna feel like it's like some more social thing. And of course, right now we can't really be connected with each other, but when we come back and we are going to things, stand-up's probably gonna be one of the first things that gets right back into it, because it's so easy to put up, and
it's easy to do. It's gonna. I mean, stand-up will still happen in the post-apocalypse. That's the only inaccurate thing about the Mad Max movies is that he, one of these shanty towns he goes into should have had some bedraggled, crazy guy with mud in his hair standing on stage and be like, "Have you heard of this? Eating two-headed lizards? You guys heard about this one?
What's the deal with these guys huffing spray paint, huh?"
Hey, check, look at it. Look, check it out. Witness me.
No, those are all great points, and it's been an honor. Those are all great points. Yeah, I shouldn't have led with my domestic abuse joke. Well, I literally were just talking about it at a bar like 3 hours ago. So
Yeah, no, well, that's cool, and I'm glad that I hope you maybe pulled some insight out of our thing.
No, absolutely did. No, Timmy, give yourself more credit.
I do, man. I jerk off to my own picture all the time, but I also like to be a little goofy on the stream, so that's a little.
Yeah.
Dude, why would you jerk off to your own picture? You look like shit.
Because I give myself credit.
Yeah.
Jerk off to your own library. Jerk off to your
That's
own
what I call
picture.
it. I said, I just pumped out so much credit out of my credit hole.
All right,
I'm
guys.
sorry. Anyways, all right, so let's start.
Timmy just killed the stream. I'm gonna go through.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for that. You can dump me. My favorite movie of all time is probably Hackers. Or
That's so funny. We were talking about that. What was your second? Or
I was gonna say second favorite movie was.
what was that? What was that?
It's Trigon, Badlands Rumble.
I didn't hear that.
I was gonna give that guy before giving all that shit for like, oh, the Hateful Eight and all that shit, blah blah blah. It's that the end of it was so good and blah blah blah. He's a good guy, but those movies suck.
He's the reason you're on here.
I know, and I love him to death because I was like, him and I were talking about it, and those movies suck.
What, Hateful Eight or what? What are you talking
Hateful
about?
Eight.
I like Hateful Eight. I enjoyed it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I didn't like. Actually, to be honest, the last Tarantino film I actually liked was Pulp Fiction.
I mean, Jackie Brown's a really good movie. If you don't think that, you should go back and watch that. That's, I think, my favorite one. But I'm not a big Lake Tarantino fan. I agree. I gotta wrap this stream up. So, Hood, Mr. Hood.
Hood beat. Thanks for hanging out, brother.
Hey, hold on. Can I say one thing to you two guys that you need to tell Zach?
I guess.
Zach was absolutely right. When you meet your heroes, it is terrible because your heroes don't give a fuck about you.
Oh, come on now.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding.
How much time have we spent on this thing with you? Like, how polite can we be?
No, you guys have been awesome. Hey, you guys have been awesome.
I'm sorry if I've been rolling my eyes this whole time.
Sam's up there.
All right, whatever.
No, it's all good, man.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for calling.
I'm gonna donate some money to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are my fucking heroes, and you lived up to the absolute fucking thing.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Thanks, man. Thanks for watching.
I'm glad you like their thing. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
And
Sam, did I kick you out?
I think we both kicked him out, and you ended up kicking me out.
Hey, listen though. We were on to something there when we weren't, for part of that, and I think the something was there was some interesting stand-up insight there.
Yeah. No.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, that was a good stand-up combo.
We both did it a lot. I mean, we were doing White Kids and whatever else, but there was a while we were doing it a fucking lot.
Yeah, we were in a weird situation where we were like, we had this like big comedy outlet and we did stand-up alongside these like brilliant stand-ups. These guys who are like
more celebrities now, like fucking straight up celebrities.
Yeah.
We were just kind of like sneaking in the back door with them and doing shows,
Yeah, but like I remember. I'm gonna give a shout out to Mike Drucker, who is such a funny guy, and he is the head writer on Samantha Bee right now, or co-head writer, and what a great dude, and so funny, so talented. And on Twitter, he said something about like impressing me, and I was shocked. I was like about like it meaning something early on and I was like, floored that like that. And this is kind of a humble brag, I guess, because it's like, oh, this really genius guy thought I was funny. But like, it's funny because it's just like I didn't think of it that way at all. And yeah, and I think he's so funny. And it's funny the other comedians that we kind of like were around at the time, but we were coming in this place of like, we got to like play with them and not stress out about it being our livelihood, the stand-up thing. But
right, yeah, because we're already doing Whitest Kids, and so the stand-up for us was a hobby. And I've still, even years later, even living in the Midwest, I still treated it as a hobby that kind of paid sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, I would just go do it, get like a headlining gig, and I got the headlining gig based on being in Whitest Kids, you know. So it's kind of like just it was just a fun outlet, just provided by the fact that we were on TV.
Yeah. I do, and it's funny because like since then I've like been like, man, I do love doing it. Like there are times where I've just got annoyed at like emailing people. That's the most annoying part about stand-up is like
trying to get shows.
Emailing people. It's literally emailing the emails. But I would like right before COVID started going up again, and like that's how it goes with stand up is like it comes in waves, and like there's periods where you get like because like if you're doing it, it's way easier to get booked on shows because you're doing people's shows and people are aware of you, and you go like, hey, what show do you do? And they go, oh, I'll do this. You should come do it, and you go do it, and what's the rice cookers? He was Hood something.
Hood Be Down.
Hood Be Down, yeah. Like it was such a bummer that like I like went up and did a like right before COVID, I did a paid set at a place, and it went and I was like the headlining act, and it went really well, and I was like just rare, and I had like, you know, like most of my jokes were new jokes, and it was and I like, you know, was like excited to have a good 10 minutes again, and then COVID happened, and now I'm gonna have to like, if like, you know, when stand-up shows start happening, I'll be like, oh, should I go do it again? I have to remember those jokes, and I'll, you know, like, or like, do they even make sense now that like, you know, we've been locked up in our houses for the last year because the world is different now.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be so weird. Well, and I told you this, and I've talked about it on stream before, but for years, I mean, I've been doing at least 10, 15 stand-up gigs a year, big ones, and then doing little shows whenever I can, and I was helping put out a stand-up festival. And at the start of this year, I was like, I'm starting to not have fun doing stand-up. So I'm going to go on hiatus for a year. And I decided to do that in February, and then a month later, comedy stopped.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, that makes it easy.
Yeah. All right, I gotta get headed. This was a marathon of a stream, 3 hours. Wow.
Holy shit, man! What are we doing? All right. Well, I'm glad I stopped in because now I got myself all keyed up, and now I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep.
All right,
so.
I'm gonna do the thank yous, but thank you. I'll start out with a thank you, Timmy, for stopping by.
Yes. Of course, I'm gonna go, but I love you, and I'll talk to you.
Love you, man. Talk to you on Saturday. I want to thank Tugboat Johnson 89 for one community gift sub. Thank you for a second community gift sub. Thank you, Ron Gina, again for 5. Ron Gina, I'm gonna stop thanking you. You're too much. Too much thank yous to Ron Gina. We get it. You're a super nice guy who I feel like really psyched that I know through this Twitch thing. He gave another like 7 subs. Camtron 1984 subbed 2 months with Prime. Here's another Ron Gina sub. I'm going to start getting mad at you every time. Squarefoot, sub 2 months with Prime. Thank you. Tuna Rose, subbed with Prime. Fatevin Boy, 2 hours ago raided me. That's super nice. I'm sorry I didn't react to the raid. I'm sorry I was not looking. Tugboat Johnson 89. You Tugboat, thank you for like really going off tonight. Hell's Wrath MT, thank you. Belial, thank you. We think we got you earlier, but thank you for the sub. Second Responder, thank you for the tier 1. Tokijin 21, 3 months with Prime. Tugboat again, going off, nailing it, giving out subs left and right. That's what you're doing. Nest the Celeb, subbed 2 months. Lucan 541 subbed 3 months, tier 1. Thank you. Tugboat 89. Oh my God, it's unprecedented. A2 the Law sub 2 months with Prime. Jhab 72 sub 3 months with Prime. Pug Fat sub 3 months with Prime. Stainless Steel Rat, I think I saw you. You're not on the stream anymore, but I saw you when you're on here. One community gave out two tier 1s. Thank you. Any Hayes. Oh, there's a Any Hayes. There's the second one. Stainless Steel Rat gifted. Twerkin Maggle gifted. Twerkin, it's a pleasure. Stainless Steel Rat gifted. Twerkin Maggle. So hopefully Darren didn't show up tonight, but hopefully he'll be back next month. Sorry, couldn't be more. Charbar 2112, is that a Rush reference? Subbed with Prime. I Meow, yes you do. Oh hi, sub 3 months, tier 1. Ermagard 13, there you are again. Subbed, gifted 1 month. M-Don sub 3 months with Prime. Vegabird subbed. Getting High with Dinosaurs cheered some bits. Drip Dingus 2 months with Prime. Thank you. You get it. Principal Roles. I saw that name and I laughed. And I'm glad that Timmy came on. Sorry he didn't see that. That one movie guy. Sub 2 months. Getting High with Dinosaurs. Another sub with 3 months of tier 1. And that's it for today. Guys, thank you so much. I owe you a hype train. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna grab something from the shelf for this hype train. Let's see. Okay, guys, that's my show. Have a nice night. Who should I raid? Throw out some suggestions for a raid. Let's see, I'm gonna raid Kate Lard. This is a fun raid. Hey everyone, be nice to Caitlin. She's a friend. She used to be my TA in my sketch class.